Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to an evening of Dungeons & Dragons with us, Dyson Mimics. So, sorry for the bit of the delay. That has been a thing. Scheduling gremlins, technical gremlins, just all the gremlins. That's just been a thing. Fortunately, I think we're mostly sorted. Hopefully.
Don't feed the gremlins for heaters at night.
Yeah,
No, definitely not.
let's not jinx it. We're
Okay.
having technical difficulties tonight, bear with
Yeah.
us.
So obviously this is another pre-recorded session because we aren't streaming. Obviously any technical issues we will try and edit out as best as we can. Or I say we, I mean Annette, but you know.
I'll try. I'll do my best.
Yeah.
I will do
But
my best in post.
part
to
of
fix
our
any
charm
issues.
is our
Is my editing.
is our rusticness and our amateurishness, right?
It's not amateur, it's authenticity.
It's,
Yes,
it's
yes.
an authentic D&D experience, including scheduling hell. Okay.
Yes. Anyway, joining me tonight, back in their roles as destruction management to continue where we left off in ICAF last time, we have Annette as Lara Ironfist.
Hello.
That was not a Lara voice, but okay.
That was not. I don't even think Lara really has a voice. She's just kind of grumpy.
We have Ben as George Longshaft.
Evening.
We have Vienna as...
No, we don't.
We have Steph.
We have Fiona as
Okarak.
Steph as Okarak. Hello.
Steph as Okarak. We have Reese as Fever.
Hello.
And we have Aaron as Carter.
What?
So, now that my brain is actually engaged and is going to be in a proper
Oh, can you
proper-
imagine?
proper D&D game. So, to pick up where we left off last time, Destruction Management had been spending some time at the carnival trying to find any information on those they had lost on their ways into the mist. During that time, they received a letter from a mysterious group known as the Keepers of the Feather. This letter detailed that Zirin had been taken to the city of ICAF, and that the party were being tested by the Keepers to see if they were not necessarily worthy, but worth paying attention to. Through some subtle deals and moves, the party managed to A. secure a mist token to allow their Mistwalker Carter to take them to ICAF, and also gain a little bit more information cryptically from a tiefling Fey speaker about what they maybe could expect. Carter also received a bit of information about potentially where his friend Dran was. Making their way through the mist, the party arrived in the desolate and silent city of ICAF. Making their way through streets, they investigated houses and found people who had been sleeping for untold amounts of time with fungus and moss growing over their bodies emaciated and thin yet somehow alive. Through some clever use of detect thoughts and a little bit of interrogation of one person they woke up but quickly put back to sleep, they discovered a few interesting things and then made their way further into the city. In the Guahit, the marketplace, they interrogated a local stall owner and then ended up speaking with one of the reanimated forms of Empress Xian Chang's daughters, learning a little more from her. But it was at that point they realized night had fallen, and they quickly tried to find a house to hide/barricade themselves in. And unfortunately, as is usual with my chaotic party, they did not quite agree on how to do this. Some of them decided to try and, pretend to be asleep. Some of them decided to try and barricade the door, and then George Longshaft decided to create a wall 20 feet long in a 5-foot doorway, resulting in a lot of noise, which drew the attention of the Shang-Chi.
That shape goes into the square door.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jiangxi, immediately discovering people who were awake in the city, labeled them as prey and began to attack, along with a large number of spirits. Just as all was looking not well for our party, a mat on the floor had lifted up and a figure had risen out, quickly defeated a few of the other creatures around them and whisked them all into a tunnel, including Carter, who had been across the street, who they had magically teleported into the tunnel. This figure quickly hurried them all along the tunnel a good 15 minutes until they came out into a cellar, whereupon this figure, a foppish-looking high elf with long white hair, dressed in adventurer's garb with a rapier, had introduced himself as Jander Sunstar. And that is where we pick up.
I'm still in werewolf form, I think, aren't I? I
Yes.
don't think I dropped it.
I think we're all practically dead as well, aren't we?
Yes.
I
Yes.
will revert my werewolf form so that I don't take up so much.
I think I healed. I seem to have quite a lot of hit points, but then I don't know how much
I
damage.
mean,
I
the
can't
last
remember.
thing I rolled was a health potion that I could see in the
Yeah.
roller. You scroll up, yeah. 17.
Yeah, I'm nearly dead.
Yeah,
I'm
George,
at
I don't think
half
you
health.
took a lot of damage last time.
I'm at
Yeah, that would
58
make sense.
58 of 103. So, yeah.
But yes, Jander turns to you all and goes, "Right, hello. Yes, I'm Jander Sunstar. Nice to meet you all. 1 second." And you quickly turns around and scurries back into the tunnel from where he came. And you hear a muttered phrase, and a small glow comes, and you can hear the shifting and moving of earth. But he doesn't appear just again yet.
Nice to see a friendly face around here.
And a awake one.
Only
Definitely
they
got us
know-
out of a bad spot.
I just hope they know what the hell is going on so that we can figure it out.
Where'd he go?
About 5 minutes later, you see him slowly backing out of the tunnel, and as you watch, he's holding up what looks like a ring on his finger towards the tunnel, which is glowing with a pale green light. And you can see the earth collapsing inwards and closing the tunnel. As he backs up and comes out fully, the earth fully closing, and it's now just a solid earthen wall. And he goes, looks down at the ring and goes, "About 1 charge left. Okay." Turns to the rest of you, and you see that he then checks another ring, shakes that one. "That was my last vortex warp." He pulls that off and chucks it to the side, and you watch as it hits the floor, it just breaks.
The hell is going on in this city?
I mean, in what context?
I mean, the freaky girl in the bones and the sleeping zombie people that die if you wake them. What's up with that?
You are very new to the city then. Oh,
Literally
wow.
got here today.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Looking
I made
for-
a friend.
Looking for friends.
Yeah, we got some fish, if I remember rightly.
We ditched
Yeah,
that.
but we
we
gave
ditched the
the
fish.
fish.
That was bad. Don't
I
keep the
was about to
fish.
say, if you got it from the Gemstone Gardens, I'm very much hoping you ditched it. I
Yeah,
just
we
spent a lot
got
of
rid of that.
resources to get you away from Jiangxi. I don't want them finding this place. Thank you very much.
We got rid of that. Do not worry.
Good.
I gave it to my new friend.
Okay. Good. What the hell are you all doing here, and why the hell are you making so much noise and riling up the Jiangxi?
We're looking for our friend Zirin.
Zirin.
Zirin, yeah, she's in. Where did they say Carter? In the center. the tower? I can't remember.
This is where we give it away that we've not played in quite some time.
The palace?
Aaron, you're muted.
Yeah, if I remember right, I'm sure it was the palace.
Right, the palace.
Yeah.
Do you mean about yay high? He puts his hand to about Zirin's height. Long, dark hair, oriental features.
Yeah, that's the one.
Dressed in combat attire.
Yes.
Didn't she look like one of the
Daughters.
daughters, the
Yeah,
Empress's
yeah.
daughters?
I think there
Yes,
might be a
you
case
all
of
saw that in
mistaken
the
identity with her.
For yes, I did see her arrive. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
I mean, I feel like they're both going to be bad, but the good news first, I guess.
Good news is the Jiangxi took her alive.
But
Bad
the bad
news
the
is
Jiangxi
she
have her.
since hasn't come out of the palace. About maybe a month ago, I saw that happen.
Do you
Probably got an
know...
all-you-can-eat buffet on in there or something.
Do you know how to get in there? Like, is there a way? Do you know a secret tunnel or something? You got this one?
Oh, I mean, getting into the palace is easy. It's not, especially during the day. It's not guarded.
So...
During the night, different story. But again, doable. The Jiangxi don't really pay too much attention to the palace, and Xian Chang will be asleep.
I mean,
So-
the bone lady seemed nice. In a
Oh,
weird,
the
creepy,
daughters are-
scary kind of way.
Daughters are lovely, but you know that's because they've been made that way. Yeah. Yes, quite a lot of teeth. Okay, so fortunately for you, I also would like to get into the palace. So I have been scouting that out, and I do have part of a tunnel made.
Need help?
Obviously, as I said earlier, I've only got one use of this left, and he raises up the ring. It will be pretty much do or die, because I will not be able to disconnect the tunnel again, unless one of you has such an ability.
Oh, correct. You can manipulate the earth, correct?
I'm just looking.
Wait, you're a dredge. You should
believe
you
I
think you have.
can.
Also, DM, we were looking for an item as well, weren't we?
A jade mirror.
The
yeah.
Jade Mirror,
Mirror.
yes, but you figured out that should be in the Gemstone Gardens, but
Yeah.
that
Okay.
was a bonus
Side mission.
objective.
Side objective for
Yeah.
angry lady with the sword.
Yeah, it's old.
And no, I think I remember the other thing.
Oh yeah, because you got yeah, that too.
But yes, I mean, like I say, I've got a tunnel that's most of the way to the palace, and I could probably finish it off with this last charge, but it will be a case of
Timing
Get
is
in.
everything.
get what we want and get out and abandon this, because it will then be linked to the heart of Xian Chang's power.
So who's this Jiang lady?
Xian Chang is the Empress. She's the Dark Lord of this domain. Or Dark
Ah.
Lady, in this case.
I can only move through trees, can't move the earth. I can put someone in the earth.
Wait, who erupted the wall of stone?
Carter. No, George, with creation.
So we could use George. You did the wall thing. We could shut the tunnel off with your thing again. Can you do it again?
Let me check. Haven't played this character in a while.
It's been a
I mean-
while.
First off, could I have some names for faces, please? I've been quite
Oh,
polite in giving you all my
apologies.
name.
I am Lara.
Lara.
This is George.
You have a wonderful furry problem. I do know
It's
a
not a
good
problem if you enjoy it.
de-epilator if you need it.
What? You're threatening to shave me?
No,
Should,
no.
like, take a
I'm
step
just-
closer and get really like angry at him. How dare you!
Now, I've met many werewolves in my time, and I know that occasionally a little bit of the fur does cross over. I'm just offering.
You're saying I have a beard?
I mean, I was thinking more along the armpits. That's normally what I'd found amongst the
There is
werewolves.
nothing wrong with a lady having armpit hair. It keeps you
I'm not
warm in the
saying
winter.
there is. I was merely making an offer.
Okarak pops a head in between and says, I'm Okarak.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, Okarak.
She's the cinnamon roll.
I could tell. I'm getting a cavity just looking at her.
I'm George. George Longshaft.
That remains to be seen, good sir, but we'll find out at some point, I'm sure.
I've been meaning to ask about that. Anyway. Silent
I'm
and Rudig
Fever.
friend.
No, pleasure to meet you, Fever. You're an interesting fellow. I've not seen the flames before.
They're cool,
Quite-
right?
Quite Ganassi.
Tantalizing to stare at. Anyway,
Quite a unique one at that.
yes. And the person I had to forcefully teleport, I'm terribly sorry about that, but I didn't want you to be left behind.
My name's Carter.
Watch your pockets
Carter.
with that one.
No, I don't really keep much in my pockets at the moment. Not really much use for it here.
Performance of creation is once per long rest. So I can only do it once a day.
So those people that were sleeping, is that normal? Is that a curse? Like, can we sleep?
Unfortunately, I can't answer that one. He points to his ears. Elf, don't
Oh, we
sleep.
don't sleep.
So I've not really experienced any of this.
Maybe one of us should try and sleep and we see what happens. Carter,
Okarak is
I choose you.
exhausted. Okarak will sleep.
I mean, feel free. I will go and do a bit of scouting and see what's going on upstairs. I'm sure the Jiangxi are just doing their usual thing and breaking the city apart and rebuilding it like they do every night.
Why are they doing that?
Because that's what Xian Chang tells them to do.
Why does she not like the decor?
From what I understand, she is an architect of sorts, and she draws up plans for what she views as the perfect city.
I mean, the defense of the city right now, it's pretty damn good. Like, you can...
Yes, to anyone else, it's brilliant, but unfortunately, she is a perfectionist of the highest tier, and anything the Jiangxi do, she always manages to find fault with, and thus spends the next day drawing more plans to give them the next night.
Reminds me of my mother.
Reminds many people of many people's mothers, if I'm honest, but
So
yes,
who's gonna volunteer for a nap then?
I can't remember. Did Okarak get rid of her plushie heads?
She had
You
one
kept
left.
one.
We let you take
kept
one
one.
with you.
I
let you
stole
bring one.
one and kept one.
Yes, you have two.
But
So
I
you have
think
two.
I have given one.
I think you gave one
away.
to the bone lady.
I think so.
Your
Yeah,
new
I
friend.
did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, with the one remaining plushie head, she's already snuggled up next to it, using it as a pillow.
Right, everyone watch Okarak, and if she starts sprouting things, we wake her up, I guess? I don't know how this works.
So yep, Okarak will try to sleep.
Okay. Jander at this point goes, well, again, I'm going to go scout out, and he watches, he climbs up a ladder, carefully opens a trapdoor, and then slips through it and out of sight. And by the way, this cellar is nice and homey. It's got a small hearth that's currently crackling. You can see a number of what looks like sacks of potentially food. There's a barrel of what looks like probably rainwater. A couple of just nice little bits here and there. Okarak,
Yes.
as you drift into sleep, you come awake. You're stood in the middle of the city, in the middle of what looks like an ornamental garden. And all around you, you can see and hear people moving, going about jobs. You can see people sweeping. You can see people moving what looks like building materials. Everyone seems busy and industrious.
Ooh.
And everything looks perfect. The sun is shining, the wind blows gently, temperature is perfect, people are smiling and happy. and everything seems like as you watch people move, there's no, like, normally when people are walking in a crowd, there's the thing of people getting in each other's way and having to go, oh, sorry, but in this case, their steps are perfectly timed, that they just cross paths with each other in this scintillating pattern. Everything is perfectly timed and perfectly organized.
Alright, we'll kind of turn around and she go, Carter? George? Looking around for everyone else.
None of your friends are within sight.
She kind of takes a few steps forward and looks to see if there's anything that she gets. I think deep down she knows the organisation of everything is not normal. She can't put a finger on it, but there's just something in the way people are moving. It's not natural.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Investigation. 5.
5.
Here we go.
We're on par, as we always are. Chaos.
You sort of glance around and sort of look things over and look at people. You're not used to cities. You're
No.
not used to civilization. This all looks pretty normal to you, for as far as you're aware.
Okay. Akkurat will kind of. I guess she'll look. Did you say she's in the middle of like the marketplace?
You're in like a small ornamental park that's just offset from a street.
Okay. She'll probably start walking, and if someone catches her attention or vice versa.
Okay.
She'll see what
You
happens.
walk for a while, drifting through these crowds, and it's strange. No matter where you walk, the crowd seems to adapt to your presence, and people just instinctually flow around you. Sort of walking through the streets, nothing particularly catches your eye. Everyone seems busy, happy, industrious. Probably the only thing you would say is that you don't see anyone relaxing. Don't see any people not engaged in
Doing
some form of something.
I think the next person that comes past her, she'll be like, "Excuse me."
As you stop someone, they sort of seem to blink out of a daze almost and sort of look at you and go, what? Yes? Hello?
Little lost. Can you help me?
Lost? How can you be lost?
What are you doing?
And you see this person is currently carrying what looks like a bucket of water. And going, I'm fetching water.
Oh, who do you work for?
You watch as suddenly they seem to be very confused for a moment, and then they sort of go, who do I work for? I mean, all I know is that I go to the well, get the water, take it to the canal and empty it into the canal, and then go back to the well.
Seems awfully wasteful.
But that's my job.
Huh. Okay, you carry on with your adding water to the canal.
Yeah, I will. And you just watch as they just sort of seem to just drift back into their sort of almost like fugue state and just start walking off with the bucket again. And now that you sort of notice it, now that that's been drawn to your attention, you start notice other people doing other weird tasks. You see an old man sat in front of a wall, counting the brick.
It's one of the ones we woke up, wasn't he? I think.
Starting.
I was going to say, would any
There
of
was
them
one of
look
them counting, wasn't there?
familiar? Like from when we woke. We did wake some.
You did wake some up.
I don't know whether Okarak was in the room. I think it was just me and
Okay.
Carter.
Yeah.
I think.
So I wouldn't recognise them then.
No.
I'll probably approach the guy counting the bricks.
You approach and you just hear him muttering under his breath as he counts. And you sort of stand there for a while, and he eventually reaches the top of the wall. And then he just starts from the bottom again.
And she'll kind of look at him and go, "Why are you counting the bricks?"
He stops mid-count and blinks, looks up at you and goes, "Because that is my task."
Seems like a boring task.
It is better than starving in the waking world.
Why are you starving in the waking world?
When one awakes from the dream, all of one's hunger and thirst catches up with one all at once. The longer one has been asleep, the more hungry and thirsty one becomes when they awake. And with no one awake, no one farms, no one bakes, no one butchers.
But why
Thus,
are you
food is
asleep in the
scarce.
first place?
Because that is how Xian Chang desires it. Here in the dream, the city is perfect. The world is perfect. There is no need for food or drink here. No need for sleep or rest.
And you're happy counting bricks.
Happy? No. But again, it is better than the struggles of the waking world.
Hmm.
And becoming food for the Jiangxi,
Who are the Jiangxi?
the ancestors, the walking dead, or the hopping dead. They find those who are awake within the city, then they are prey. And the Jiangxi feed upon their life force.
So that has nothing
That
to do
makes
with the
sense.
queen.
The Jiangxi serve Xian Chang, but that is the rule given to the Jiangxi. People who are asleep are citizens of the sleeping dream, and thus must be taken care of, moved carefully without being woken, and then the construction continues around them. Those who are awake are rebelling against the dream, against perfection. Thus they are prey.
If you say so, you enjoy counting your bricks.
He just stops and just goes back to counting. He can't bring himself to say he will enjoy it.
So
With that, she kind of
is she
looks
sprouting
around
mushrooms yet?
For the rest of you, she looks like she's just asleep.
Should we wake her?
She looks so peaceful.
She's probably like snoring dribble.
I think we should wake her. See, yeah.
I
I'll shake
think
her
it's
shoulder and try and wake her
fine
up.
for now.
Okay. Okarak, you suddenly find your vision blurring and you come awake.
It's like,
You okay?
what?
What did you see anything? Like, are you okay? Did you hurt anywhere? You hurt?
I saw everything.
Define everything. What did you see?
The city. Everyone in it. But they were doing these. There was a man counting bricks. Counting bricks.
That sounds boring.
And then there was a man carrying a bucket from a well to pour into the canal. And that was his job. That was his task. They were
What
all
purpose does
seemed happy.
emptying a
do
well
it.
into a
Canal.
What does that purpose serve?
But the people moved weird. They were kind of like, they just kind of moved around me, and they think some of them don't even really know why they're there. They're just doing this task because it's anyway.
So like the mushrooms growing on them and shit. Like, what's up with that? Like, did you
Oh,
find
they've
out?
been there for years.
Ooh.
So yeah, the guy counting the bricks was actually the most useful, I think.
Right. So what did he say? Like, what's the whole deal there? Why are they
So-
doing this?
they're happy to be in the dream world because of those up there that chased us and nearly killed
those
us.
monsters, yeah.
So they're scared of them, so they'd rather stay in the dream world because they don't want to deal with them, even though it's technically their queen that's responsible for them.
I mean, it's kind of understandable not wanting to deal with monsters, but at the same time...
I really don't I think I'd rather die than count bricks.
Yeah, same.
I wonder... What time was it in the dream?
What time was it in the dream?
It was daytime.
Daytime. Nighttime. Daytime.
Daytime.
Do you think if somebody was to stay awake all night and try and sleep during the day,
Would it be
they'd fall
nighttime?
into their world whilst it's night?
I mean,
I don't think they
maybe.
stop.
I don't see how that helps our situation.
I think it. From what this man said, it's her perfect city. It'd probably always be daytime. That's probably how she would want it.
I was just thinking if there's a point where all of the workers go to sleep, then we could potentially walk to the palace in the dream world and try and get some information.
I don't think they sleep there.
I don't think they ever stop.
You remember he said there was no hunger, no thirst, and no need for sleep in the dream.
So she'll repeat.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, around here it was fine until nighttime. Like, we could just wait till the morning, stay awake,
and just
be really tired, risk our lives, and I don't know, march to the tower and I don't know, kill the bitch. That normally works. You hit someone with an axe, they're no longer a problem.
The palace when it's like daytime.
We need to survive the night and not sleep, I guess.
I do have a question.
Uh-oh.
Right.
How are we supposed to rest?
How are we supposed to rest? When we're dead?
Yes. I could use a damn good nap. If I'm not getting any rest in this damn good nap.
I mean, Okrak, do you feel any better with your little nap? Did you feel like you got any rest at all?
You feel like your body has maybe gotten a little rest, like REM sleep, but your brain still feels, your mind still feels tired, and you don't feel like you would get the full benefits. You think if you slept, it would stave off things like madness, insomnia, things like that, but any other benefits,
like getting health back?
No.
Like getting health back, yeah.
Or spell slots.
We're basically fucked.
Yeah.
And none of us are a warlock, so none of us are getting anything back in a short rest.
Just so you're aware, you can take a long rest without sleeping. You just have to be effectively as inactive as possible for 8 hours. So a long rest can be
kind
things
of
from
meditating, I guess.
So
well, no, it can be
any spell slots
you can do
or health back
like
from that,
well, yes, you will. But if you do that and don't sleep, then I will be making you roll con saves for potential exhaustion, and if you go without sleep long enough, madness.
Let's flip a coin, get your health back and your spell slots back,
but
and
be
potentially
mad in the process.
Yeah, or get none of that back, but not be.
I mean, how long have we known Zirin? Is this? I don't want to be harsh, but is she worth this? Maybe we should just leave and never come back.
Isn't there someone else we're here for as well? I can't remember.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think they were.
Well, they're supposed to be clues to mine.
Yeah.
Perhaps he's not here. But you are beginning to sound more and more like me every day.
Me?
Carter, you also remember the minute you entered this place, all your miss tokens stopped working. You don't think you can miss walk out.
What?
Great, we can't leave.
Did you say I was getting
I think there's a...
Carter?
Yeah, just abandon your friend. Right.
And then Lara will just kind of like blush a little bit and like kind of take a step back. And then clear her throat, like.
But yeah, so sleeping's going to be an issue.
Resting.
Getting out's going to be an issue.
So why don't
Pretty
we
much
just
being
march
a
on the
functioning member of
palace?
society is going to be an issue.
Why don't we just
Yeah,
march on the
because
palace? I cut off this queen's
we're also
head,
supposed to
and
be
then we leave.
looking for something for. We made a bargain, didn't we?
No, that was for. So Isolde wanted you to find the Jade Mirror.
We
But
didn't
that was
say that
only-
we would. No, that was
That
so
was
we could
that
get
was
to
so
here,
she
wasn't
would
it?
move the carnival to a cafe,
Yeah.
which you didn't need her to do.
We didn't
Right.
take the deal because we knew
That's it, I was
we
just
decided
checking.
that if we'd taken that deal and then we couldn't get the mirror, he'd punish us by us not agreeing to the deal. We don't owe her it. So if we get it, we
Yeah.
get brownie points. But if we don't get it, we
It's
don't get
fine.
punished
Okay.
for it, and we can
Cool.
still go back to the carnival.
It's gonna be awkward. Can I quickly ask everybody to like mute their headphones until I wave? Because I need to ask the DM something.
I need to
Oh,
what? I need to
can-
mute and deafen because why?
You can.
Oh, right,
can
so you
move-
don't
move
have to.
Whispers.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
move
if
to
he moves
whispers.
to whispers, it'll mess up the crop. I think that's why he's saying
Yeah.
Yeah.
to just mute and deafen ourselves for a
Right.
second.
I will wave and
Okay, so mute deafen, yeah. Okay, one
Yeah.
Yeah.
second.
sorry
the fucking-
guys.
Where's my mute deafen? Oh, it is. Okay, got it. Okay. You can hear me, but not that. He's just whispering to the DM. Okay, so we'll be back in a minute. I'm just waiting for him to give the go-ahead for us to unmute. Here in silence. Okay.
I just
cool.
want to double check.
Okay, we're back. Was just talking to the recording to remind myself
Yeah.
to edit that out or put a little note or something up
Yeah.
in post.
We're back.
Yeah,
We're
we're back.
Awesome.
Cool. Okay, we're back.
It's fine. So I just got to kill them all, and then I get back to the carnival. So that's great. Like,
Wait.
Wait, what?
I have no idea who this person is. Who is she again?
Yeah, happy days.
Yep.
Oh, I assume some of us are going to risk trying to have a sleep, and some of us are going to risk just resting, depending on health.
I am very low on health, so I really could do with a long rest rather than a sleep. But I've just
Okay.
technically had like a nap, so.
I don't know, how long will we say that she slept for?
I would say you probably let her sleep for about 30 minutes.
So it won't be a long rest.
No. It won't even count as a short rest, unfortunately.
Well, we need to sleep in teams then. Half sleep, half stay awake so that we can wake them.
It's at this point the trapdoor opens up and you watch as Jander quickly slips back in, dusting himself off as he does. Well, you all caused quite the stir up there.
You make a noise.
Yes, quite a lot of
Still
noise.
awake.
Me?
Yeah, how are you? No, because he
Yeah.
doesn't sleep.
Elf.
Elf.
Doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
I don't need
Oh.
to sleep.
So what about others?
Are you the only elf in this entire city? There must be others.
I've run into the odd elf here and there, but again, they mostly do the same as me. Sit in a cellar and try not to draw attention from those things.
Have you not tried to leave? Escape this place?
Easier said than done. Xian Chang controls the borders. And in her mind, anyone trying to leave is trying to leave perfection. Thus, no, you're not
You
allowed
guys
to.
have not tried to, like, team up and form a rebellion?
Have you seen how many Jiangxi there are?
I mean, there are a few out there, but...
A
I mean,
few-
how
I
how many elves are there in the city?
Elves that I've met, including me, 3.
Ah, yeah.
So
that's
there
not
are
enough.
other non-elves that are awake. Sorry, I meant more
What other-
collectively. How
Uh,
does
What
I've
other
met-
races don't sleep? Is it
I've
just
met-
elves?
There was the one time that construct creature went through. He was a bit odd. Then I've seen a person who claimed they were dead but were walking. That was again interesting.
But is there anyone that should need to sleep?
Who
Do
is
they?
it?
Do they
Not
sleep and have
that
people wake them up? Or...
Not that I'm aware of. No. Obviously, there are people who are locals who are awake and manage to sleep in shifts and wake each other up and that sort of thing. But again, during the nights, they will be gone to ground like I do. And by the way, it's a few thousand Jiangshi. And though, oh yes, and I'm sure I've not counted all of them. And they aren't just active during the night. That's just when most of them are active. There are a few that stay awake during the day as well to serve as ministers to Xian Chang.
So what you're basically saying is there's an army that we've got to fight, whether it be day or night.
And we
not
can't
necessarily.
sleep, we can't rest.
Well, we
most of the Jiangshi, like I say, are in the Gemstone Garden during the day until summoned somewhere. The handful that stay awake during the day mostly hang around the Palace of Bones to serve Xian Chang. But even then, they're fairly inactive.
There must be some way to break this curse.
Go to the palace during the day.
Do
Come
what?
back,
Kill
hide
her?
at night.
Like, will that even work? Is she killable? If she's the lord of this domain, then it's probably pretty powerful.
I will just hold my hand up and say I've met a few Dark Lords. One in particular I would really not like to run across again.
Who?
He's the Dark Lord of Barovia. Let's leave it at that.
Is he hot?
I'd really. I mean, he has a certain charm.
Oh, maybe we should go there next.
But
oh,
no, go ahead.
I was going to say, we've been in the mist for a little while now, so seeing things like the magical rings that he's using, how odd would that be? As far as I'm aware, magical items are quite rare within the mists.
So yeah, you're from the mists, George.
Yeah.
So you would know magical items. The rarity depends on the domain you're in.
Okay.
Some domains have no magical items. Some, such as places like Haslan, are rich in magic. There's magic everywhere.
Okay.
So it all depends on roughly where you are and who's maybe travelled to certain domains and dropped things off.
That makes sense. I'm just going to pass a comment of like, and I'm guessing you've not got any of those extra rings or like duplicates or anything that can help us. Like,
no, I will admit I have been scrounging from the houses. It takes a while to figure out what some of these.
I mean, they're not using it, so I think that's quite fair.
Exactly. And as you have seen, they are limited uses. I have a few extra bits and bobs on me that might prove useful, but
any weapons?
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll insight.
When he's talking about scrounging from the houses.
Yeah?
You thinking he's got the
I don't know, just something feels a bit odd. I've forgotten how to do insight check. That's
skills, insight.
Should be insight.
Below history, above intimidation. About 1, 2, 3.
Yep, found it.
Down. I'm pretty insightful, but
5. So no.
5. He seems to be pretty honest.
Do you have any weapons? Any magical weapons or anything?
No.
Really?
Sorry, you were saying about you've met Dark Lords.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where were you going with that?
Oh, sorry. Tangent. Yes, a lot of them are either very powerful in their own right and thus would be hard to take down anyway. The other thing is, Dark Lords are sort of a mix between a ruler and a prisoner.
Right.
Insofar as much as they rule the domain they're in, they cannot leave it, and the domain has been designed in such a way to punish them in some way.
Right.
Normally,
how did you escape the ones you've
been to?
I ran.
But like
ran
how? If they
a
control the
lot.
border, surely they would just stop you leaving, like this way,
Oh,
right?
most Dark Lords see individuals as beneath their notice unless they take a special interest in them. This particular one, who I encountered and don't particularly want to meet again, once I'd gotten away from his castle, he didn't mind too much me leaving.
What were you doing in his castle?
You said you wanted to get into the palace too.
Yeah, why?
was it you wanted to go in?
Oh, I want to do some research on that bell. I'm
Bell?
sure you all heard it.
Ah,
Is that
Yes.
what
Break the
summons
bell.
the Jiangqi?
You're talking about the Nightingale Bell. It's a creation of Xian Chang. It's supposedly, from what little I've managed to glean from a few scraps of paper here and there amongst the city, is supposed to grant wishes.
So, if we get to like, how many wishes can it grant? Just one?
I've got
Or
no idea. This is why I wanted to get into the palace to access Xian Chang's records to get more of an idea of how it works before I go doing something stupid like rigging it.
I mean, that's fair. I think that it benefits all of us here if we help
I
you.
think we need to go to the palace, not face her, but
Get the bell.
find out what
Use
we
the bell and
can.
just wish our
retreat
wills
when
up.
it gets dark, and
Yeah, scout.
Oh, by the way, I do know that people can leave. I've seen Vistani come and go, and when she opens the borders, did you spot the bamboo forest out
Did
the
we?
other side of the city? Yeah, you entered from one of 3 bridges spanning a chasm. On the opposite side of the city was what looked like a bamboo forest that stretched away thickly into the mist.
Yeah, we saw bamboo.
Yeah, so when she opens the borders, a gate appears made out of the bamboo, and
Right.
that is the way in and out, and that's how the Vistani are allowed to come and go when she
So we
chooses
could
to allow
either
it.
go to the bell, maybe get a wish, get out of here, or we go to the bamboo forest and hope that a door appears. Maybe make a
Well,
friend of a Vistani and get out that way.
she has to will the gate into appearance.
What would make her do that? Like, what is there? Was there anything happening at the time when it opened? Like, is there some kind of?
I mean, Vistani had come and asked to be allowed to leave, and she had agreed, and she willed the gate to appear, and the
Do you know of
Vistani
any
left.
Vistani around in the town currently? Is there anyone?
There was one in the town
we met
earlier.
them.
Oh
It
man!
was the tradesman with the
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was the tradesman that we were talking to.
So we
who
could
was
have done with
Vistani.
making friends with him then.
Yeah.
Well, he was scamming the people, so
Yeah, I think didn't Carter nick something from him, or
No,
attempted?
Carter.
I think you attempted to.
Carter considered nicking from him and then decided against it.
I think the dice were being exceptionally cruel that session.
But
So
yes, I
basically,
mean,
yeah.
the other way to make a Dark Lord open the edges of their domain is to make them lose control of it, either through wounding, death, unconsciousness, or mental trauma of some kind.
Whoa, what could we do to like mess with her head? Maybe we make her go mad. Then she'll let us out, huh?
I mean, if
We
you
need-
have a way to do that,
Maybe
by
we
all
need to.
means.
I think we
find
may have a
Zirin.
way.
Maybe Zirin knows something. She's like kind of been there.
Use the daughters.
Exactly.
We should talk to your friend, Okorak. Maybe you can convince her to help us.
didn't your friend also say that she would show us the where that other thing
Garden.
was?
Yeah.
The garden.
I
So-
think we have to wait for the day.
Not going out at night.
Yeah. Well, the two creature, Cien, let me just remember the name. Cien Sume. She spoke to you, and then after she'd eaten the fish, she went to sleep.
Yeah.
So you don't know whether that means she's now like everyone else and is now asleep.
Thought did occur to me. So before I got woken up, that was going to be my next move. Was actually to look
Yeah.
for her.
But you do remember she said her sister Tian Wei Qing, who is a creature made of living fog, lives in the Gemstone Gardens.
Mm.
Maybe you should. We were talking about the sleeping situation, so maybe a group of us should sleep, and a group of us stay awake, just in case anything happens to wake them, and we look for your friend, yes?
Maybe that means I might have to go back to sleep again because she'd recognize me.
I will come with you. I will sleep too.
Okay, we can try to do that.
I will be on rest, and if anything weird starts growing out of your eyeballs or something, I will wake you up.
Don't pick them for cooking ingredients, though.
They might make a good pie.
No pies will be made from my eyeballs.
You liked my last pie. You didn't ask what was in it.
I don't want to know what's in it. I don't trust pies. Carter said to not trust the pies.
Was
You had the
here
pie?
in Barovia.
Oh, I thought you meant everywhere.
I mean, some pies in Barovia were okay. I'd never encountered a bad pie personally.
So who? Me or correct?
So there's one that makes people addicted to it. I've seen it. It's crazy.
We should have one more person go to sleep, and the rest of us stay awake and watch.
If you three go to sleep, me and George will stay awake.
I don't know if I trust you to watch us.
I mean, have I guided you wrong so far?
No.
Other than here.
She'll like play with her fingers.
I mean, if it helps, I'll be awake too.
Okay, so myself and Okarak and who's going to sleep?
Viva.
Viva. Right, we
I
will
mean, if you all wanted to sleep, I could just wake you up in a set amount of time. I don't need to sleep.
Some people need some healing, which I found we didn't get when I went to sleep.
Hang on, no, they have to stay awake for healing, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm going to sleep is because...
What guarantee do we have that he doesn't just run away while we're asleep and leave us? What if the Jiangxi find us?
Exactly.
He's going to run and leave us.
Why would I leave my hideout?
We made a lot of noise. Maybe the Jiangxi will find us. I don't know.
I mean, I just scouted and they're nowhere near here. They're all around that house that you just left. But...
I mean, you've got to see it from our position. We've just met you. It's trust.
I mean, fair, but I've also just met you and I let you all into my hideout.
He did save us.
He does have a good point.
I also expended rather valuable magical items saving you.
Carter and George are staying awake too, so. And Fever has yet to make up his mind.
I'd go either way. I need rest, but
Then me, Okurak, and Fever will rest. You and the elf watch us.
No, we're not resting. We're not resting.
You're
we're sleeping.
Yeah, you're sleeping to prevent yourself from being exhaustion madness.
Yeah, so sleeping doesn't cure you.
Oh, right. Well, I need to heal.
So long rest, staying awake, you're just long resting to heal.
Oh, right. So,
if you go to sleep,
so
that's
really
why
the people
Carter
that should sleep should be the strong ones, not the ones that are hurt. And then
realistically, we all need to rest.
Really?
We also
We
all need to sleep.
Should we all just fucking rest then, and then we think of who's going to sleep to figure out what the fuck's going on later?
Janda just sort of like walks over to a corner, picks up a small flute, and he just starts playing. He's just like, I'm just gonna let these people deal with this.
So I would, that's why I've said like it's better if I
How about
sleep.
2 sleep, 3 rest?
So you're okay. So you can.
I'm not. No, but I'm the one who knows who I'm looking for.
Right.
How about George? You're not particularly hurt, are you?
So I could probably go to sleep.
I would.
Yeah, if George goes with Okarak.
Yeah.
Looks for Thingy. Tooth Lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we rest.
Never thought I'd be saying that in my life. The rest of us will rest, keep watch, tend to our wounds.
Right.
And then maybe tomorrow Swap?
swap places? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We do it in like shifts. Yeah, that works. Okay, so we rest then. So George, you go sleep with Okarak. I mean, go into the sleep world with Okarak.
Oh, we're finding
And-
about the long shaft now?
Quiet you. And
This reminds me of that bard doing the spin thing.
oh, yeah. Right, you two go sleep. Find the bone lady. Get some information. We will rest and keep watch and wake you.
Right.
How we know when to? How long do you need? We'll give you a time. When we finish resting and we are healed, we will wake you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking for
If-
something to write on.
If we go till morning, then we'll wake you. At least then you'll know for certain whether there is a day-night cycle.
Yeah.
And trust me, I'll know when morning is. Don't ask questions.
Laura's just like looking at you confused, like, well, how would you know if
Even
it's
down
morning?
here.
What?
Don't ask questions.
I
Trust
really
me,
want to
I'll
know
know.
now. I really want to know.
So yeah, morning comes, we'll wake you.
Okay.
We can sit together. Yes, Carter.
Yes. Are you
Okay.
sure you're alright?
I'm fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
Remind
You
me what.
you hear from the corner with Janda.
Why are you whipping?
Yeah, inside joke.
Right. Okay.
DM,
Yeah,
remind me
inside,
what
yes.
my friend's name is.
So that was Cien Sume.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Right, we're going.
Okay, you go
We're
sleep
going
Okay.
to sleep.
and Lara will go and she'll sit next to Carter, kind of like nudge him with her shoulder and grin at him.
I'm not asking questions.
No questions. Okay.
No
Okay,
questions.
so Okarak and George, you both lay down and slowly drift off into slumber. Okarak, you awaken this time in the middle of the Guahit,
Oh no, we've separated, haven't we?
where you can see people moving around. No one's actually like manning the stalls or selling anything, but people are sort of like moving in and around them and occasionally picking something up or putting something down. George, you awaken in the middle of a street near what looks like a beautiful walled garden, where you can see people moving in and around it, tending to the bushes and the flowers and what appears to be gravestones and monuments.
Okay.
And neither of you sees the other anywhere in sight.
Fun. Knowing that this is a dream, George is going to just see if he can like will a pie into existence to see if he's got like lucid control of his own dream or whether somebody else has like lucid control.
Okay. As you sort of scrunch your face up and sort of think about pie, you open your eyes, nothing happens.
Aww.
No.
In that case, I'll probably head towards where everybody's going around all the gravestones. Probably stay towards like the street area and just observe for a little while.
Okay.
See patterns of movement and see if there's any specific individuals that might match, like, I don't know, who might look like a priestess, for example.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
17.
17. So sort of moving along the edge of this walled area and entering through a small gateway, you can see that this garden is bigger than you expected. Easily a couple of 100 acres, maybe more. And there are countless gravestones and statues and monuments, and you can see people are busy cleaning and sanding and generally taking care of them and lighting incense constantly. Although they're cleaning what's already clean, they're effectively polishing more than cleaning. However, you do pick up a few things that are interesting. For one, you're not the only one not busy in these gardens. There are a number of figures stood at various points within the garden who look human, but then you suddenly realize each of them has a single talisman attached to their face, going down across their eyes and down around their chin. A very familiar talisman.
Same as the Shang-Chi?
Yep, same as the
Yeah.
Jiangshi. You get the feeling this is the Jiangshi's presence in the dream.
Okay.
The other thing you notice is, as you're sort of glancing around, you'd seen the palace before in the outside world, and it was this pale, almost ivory-like structure. Here it is a beautiful, radiant gold. You can see tongue-tied. You can see beautiful pillars of jade supporting golden roofs, and all around it are these walls of gold, and within is just this sea of beautiful green and blue of nature and water.
Okay.
And you can vaguely from here see the gates, which stand open.
Interesting. Can I just check in my inventory a second?
Okay. Meanwhile, I am looking for my friend.
Mhm.
I'm looking for CN.
Go ahead and roll a investigation check.
Uh-oh. Six.
6. You sort of wander around the Guahuit where you know your toothy friend had fallen asleep, but you don't find them anywhere. And you wonder whether, like you, they'd been randomly put somewhere different. So you go wandering, and you see all sorts of people carrying out all sorts of tasks, but you don't see anyone as distinctive as your friend had been.
She'll start stopping people again, and she'll go, "Have you seen CN?"
You stop a woman who's currently sort of like, you see she's stitching from a bolt of cloth, and she just seems to be making like slippers out of silk, and there's just this pile of slippers next to her. Like, it looks like she's been making these constantly, and the bolt doesn't seem to run out.
Right.
She sort of looks at you and goes, "Cien, are you looking for the Empress or one of the princesses?"
One of the princesses, CN Sume.
Ah, she'll be up with at the palace with her mother.
Oh.
All of the princesses spend every dream with the mother. Look,
Every dream?
yes, the ones in the dream are perfect. They are her daughters.
So, I saw CN in the awake. Does this
Oh,
place have a morning and night?
no, there is only day here.
Ah.
No, the daughters in the dream are perfect representations of Xian Chang's real daughters. The ones in the waking world are more monstrous.
Seemed nice enough to me.
They are probably, but I've never really met them. I fell asleep. I mean, how long has it been? And you see she looks genuinely puzzled.
Judging by the amount of slippers you've made, some time.
Oh. Last thing I remember is the failure of the revolt. And
Failure of the revolt?
then the tolling of the bell. And then the mists.
Tell me about the revolt.
Xian Chang was our empress before coming to these mist-filled lands. And she became that way from having helped throw out a group of invaders using some form of magic, using the Nightingale Bell. And we made her the empress, and she raised the city from humble origins to what you see now around you. An architectural wonder with great education, but she was overbearing, demanding, and people became dissatisfied. And a revolt was planned and carried out. I remember her daughters being caught and killed in the courtyard of the Palace of Bones upon the steps. And she fled.
No.
She fled up Pingong Tower. And then the bell tolled. And the mists came. That's the last I really remember before falling asleep and waking here.
No one should lose their daughters like that.
No. But then, from what I've heard from others, she tried to bring them back with the bell.
Well, they're kind of back, I guess.
In some semblance, but not the how she prefers them.
Nobody's perfect.
Not according to Xian Chang.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you watch as she just goes back to stitching silk into slippers.
Where did George go?
So, George has grabbed a cloth out of his inventory, and he's going to try and mimic those moving around and cleaning the gravestones, basically polishing them.
Mhm.
However, when he comes across a grave where somebody, there's two people going to the same grave, he's going to turn to that person and go, "Oh, I was asked to tell you it's your job to clean the mirror."
All right. Go ahead and roll a deception check for me.
This is going to go badly, isn't it?
This goes well. You're a clever shit.
I can't find my things. Deception. No, that's persuasion. 18.
18. You watch as the person sort of stops, looks at you, and then their eyes are slightly fogged over, and then they sort of blink and look at you and go, "No, this is my task. It's been my task as long as I can remember. But if someone needs to clean the mirror," he points to a nearby mausoleum. It's in there.
I must have been mistaken. Somebody pointed you out, told me to change your job. I will find somebody else to clean the mirror.
Orders aren't given. They just appear in your head.
It's interesting.
And I go to cleaning. I try and bat it off, and I'm just going to clean whatever is around. Even if it's like a curbstone, I'm just going to try and fit in.
Go ahead and roll me a performance check. Because this is going to determine whether a certain Jiangxi are going to pay attention to.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. The Jiangxi sort of watch you, and you can tell you're drawing some attention, because for one, you're the only halfling in a place full of humans.
Yeah.
And the other, you're doing what like various different jobs, whereas everyone else is doing like one job.
Hmm.
But you seem to do a good enough job that they sort of pass you over and don't seem to pay too much attention to you.
Okie doke. I'm not going to head towards the mausoleum. I'm going to do a cleaning route towards the gates.
Okay. So you clean your way out and back out of the gemstone gardens, and I would say probably
No,
at this
the palace gates.
Oh, the palace gates. Okay. So you
Yeah.
start heading up towards the palace. Okay. Okarak, where would you have been headed?
I was
After-
probably going to have an explore around the palace, actually,
Okay.
because that's where they said her
Yep.
daughters were.
Just as you both reach the beautiful golden gates of this palace, which are, you can see though they lay open, are emblazoned on both halves, that when they are closed, it shows the visage of a beautiful adult gold dragon rearing back with its wings spread. But just as you get there, George, and are busy cleaning one of the pillars, Okarak, you walk up and see George standing on tiptoe, polishing the gold.
What are you doing?
Trying to fit in. There is Jiangxi.
Oh.
And now that he's pointed that out, Okarak, you do notice on certain street corners and in various places there are these people with the talismans slapped against their foreheads.
Why cleaning?
Just saw other people doing it and thought it would be an idea.
Okay.
Is Okarak drawing much attention right now?
Considering I'm a half-orc.
You can see the Jiangxi sort of looking at her, but because you've like been walking up to the palace and you've been wandering around, they don't seem to be paying you too much attention. You get the feeling these guys are here to stop any major dissension, as long as you're not making a ruckus.
Yeah.
They seem to mostly
Not
leave
stirring
people
anything
alone.
up. Yeah.
Is there a space where is there like a dead zone where the Jiangxi aren't looking around this area where we're stood?
None of them are looking at the gates currently. And there are, you sort of glance into the palace grounds, you don't see any you don't see any guards in the palace. Like the grounds themselves look pretty empty.
Don't know if it's risking going in. Don't really want to come across her. She might notice something's not right.
I mean, if you want to have a quick look, I can make it so that you can go semi-unnoticed for a bit.
Wait a second. Hang on. Who am I playing again?
You are playing a druid who does have
Yes!
fish shape,
That's what I'm just like, wait a
and
second.
I believe at level 11 you are high enough level to have flying creatures, if I'm correct.
How normal is it? Because that's something I haven't asked because I've not thought of it until now. Are there animals?
There are animals in the dream. You can see that there are animals, although they don't follow the normal patterns that you're used to wildlife seeing. Like you've seen like doves and you've seen the odd cat and dog, but again, you get the feeling these aren't maybe natural animals, they're more products of the dream, because the doves like fly in like beautiful formations, the dogs like lay in doorways and look cute but otherwise don't do anything, the cats bask in patches of sunlight, but that's about it. So you get the feeling that they're more products of the dream, but they're not uncommon to see.
Yeah, level 8 she'd have flying.
Yep.
I may just wild shape into a dove and kind of. I've got a feeling I know what I'm going to have to roll.
She even has sound effects for it in the background. Just a bungee, just.
Yeah, that's my own.
Burbs.
Birdies.
So yeah, I think I'm going to wild shape into a dove and kind of mimic those natural kind of pretty flights, but do it in a way that I'm actually kind of surveying the
Yeah.
palace, basically.
Yep. So George, you watch as you've not seen Okarak do this before, But you watch as Okarak just sort of like shrinks and morphs, and then there's just this small white dove with green tips to its feathers stood there in front of you before it cocks its head to one side and flutters up into the air.
Do we see this from our point of view as well, that she turns into a dove?
Oh,
No,
yeah, just her body doesn't
no,
change.
No.
unfortunately not.
Just didn't.
I
That'd
mean,
be
that's
funny.
right.
She's
So
just
what you
randomly
can-
lying there and she's suddenly a bird. What the hell is going on?
No, I can imagine what they're actually seeing is Okarak just going.
You're probably going like this. In her sleep.
However, George seeing this, he goes, "Oh, for God's sake!" Realizing that spells can be cast in the dream,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna go invisible.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
So,
Okarak
Okarak,
will-
so you begin flying around the outside of the palace, and the palace itself is this massive structure of gold and jade. It is beautiful and stunning and just strangely perfect in every way.
Mhm.
And you see arrayed around it is this huge amount of grounds and gardens, beautiful water features, running small rivers, beautifully landscaped hills and flower beds. The main thing that draws your eye is what looks to be a procession of servants going to and from a single pagoda set in the middle of what looks like a beautiful Zen gravel garden. That's the main thing outside that draws your attention.
Okay. Any chance I can look through windows?
Yeah? So, what particular windows are you wanting to look through? Are you looking for anything in particular?
I suppose she's looking for any movement, and if there's any movement, she'll probably look to see what
Okay.
the movement is.
Go ahead and roll a perception check with advantage because you are currently a dove and they have keen eyesight.
So perception.
Amelia that had that rather than a raven in main game, but oh well.
16.
16.
So, glancing in the windows as you fly past, you don't see any movement from any of the upper windows.
Right.
Most of the activity seems to be happening on the ground floor, and you sort of fly past a few windows and you see kitchens and servants' quarters and what looks to be maybe a library of some kind. And there's people moving around in there, but they're doing the same
As everyone
busybody
else.
jobs.
Mm.
Yeah. I would say with the 16, one of the upper windows you do fly past though is it's a large balcony that leads to a set of double doors. And glancing into that, you can see this beautifully appointed, what looks like you would assume probably stateroom for Xian Chang. And it is this just absolutely gorgeous room, massive 4-poster bed. There's a desk, and there are 4 pillars with what look like draconic creatures curled around them, like carved into the pillars.
Okay. It's alright, we all reacted then because there was a
I don't
weird
know what the
noise
hell
coming from. Yeah.
Feedback from someone's mic's picking up the music.
All right.
Yeah.
It's doing a feedback loop. For a
Okay.
second. Finger
In the
fry.
meantime, George, Invisible George,
Yeah.
Curious George.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much. How far away is the mausoleum in comparison to the front of
If
the
you-
palace?
If you jogged, probably about 20 minutes.
Okay. If I was to use my slippers of spider sense or spider whatever it is, could I go from grave to grave to grave to try and cut down the time?
I would allow that. I would say you might need to make me an acrobatics check, but yes.
Yes, slippers of spider climbing. I think that also gives me advantage on let me just read it.
Acrobatics.
Doesn't that just make you climb vertical surfaces and stuff?
Yeah, it just gives you spider climb, I think.
Yes, slip as a spider climb. They just allow you to climb vertical and horizontal surfaces.
Okay, I'll just move. I'll try and jog normally then.
Okay.
I don't want to
So-
risk like making a huge thud in the ground whilst I'm invisible. I'm also gonna try and be aware of the ground and try and, if I can avoid gravel and be more like hitting grass or hitting some of the more dampened sounds when I'm going to the ground.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check with advantage then.
Okie doke. I'm gonna need that advantage.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh. Okay.
I
So
love when you have
scuttling
advantage and you
along,
roll worse than you did the first time.
scuttling along, you're thinking, yeah, I'm doing great. I'm avoiding all of the noisy things, and then there is a cat basking in a bit of sunlight, and you trip over it, and it just goes "Meow!" and jets off, and
okay.
immediately a bunch of talisman faces just look in that direction.
I am invisible
Fortunately,
though, so
you are invisible, so they don't see anything, but they are obviously now a bit more on alert.
okay. Yeah, still heading towards the mausoleum.
Okay. Okay. Eventually reaching the mausoleum, you see it is this large, almost like shrine-like structure. It looks like it's maybe only one room inside.
Okay, were we told anything about the mirror, like what it does, or?
You were told that the Jade Mirror, if you look into it, it will show you the location of your deepest desire.
Okay. Without pushing the door, can I just? Has it got one of those where I can feel whether the door is locked or unlocked kind of handles?
In this case, there is no door to this shrine. It is
Okay.
just an open archway with a couple of like bead curtain bits hanging down.
Okie doke. I will try and carefully go through the beads just to have a look inside.
Okay, you carefully slip through the beads, and inside you see it is roughly a 20-foot by 20-foot chamber.
Mhm.
There is a small altar with a small lacquered wood chest sat in front of it in
Okay.
the center of the room.
Having a look around the room, can I look for windows? Can I look for in the ceiling, see if there's any like areas of the ceiling where it's not perfectly aligned, or like there's some tiles that might be moved? I know it's unlikely, but
Go ahead, roll investigation.
just looking for a good way in. Nat 20, 22.
22. So glancing around, you don't see anything overly obvious, but you do spot that the floor itself is tatami,
Okay.
and you know that the mats from are liftable, and will lead down to probably a wooden floor, which could be knocked through or carefully cut through.
Okay.
Other than that, no. The other issue is you don't know how much of what's in the dream necessarily
the
carries
same.
over to real life, into
Yeah.
the waking world.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to the box and see if it's trapped.
Okay, go ahead
Here
and
we go.
roll investigation.
Nat 1.
That one, as far as you're aware, it's not trapped, not locked.
That sounds like chaos right there.
Yeah, it sounds like
Cat's
your hand's
my
just
cat's
gone over
just
some
flung
panels.
something across the room. I don't even know what they knocked over. Sorry about that.
The cats just decided it's a
They were
mimic.
just like,
Yeah,
it's a mimic, run!
The cat now just George has just tripped over. It's still running.
What even is that they've knocked over?
It was actually 0.
One does not simply go into a dream world without opening the mysterious box.
Okay. So,
It's not trapped, according to George. So
Did you have a disadvantage on that investigation check for the
no.
traps?
no,
Because I'm
it
just
was a
figuring
nat
you
one.
you draw because this is an investigation +2 is a nat 20, and then you've got the nat 1.
Yeah, but
straight
that was a
afterwards.
separate investigation.
It's just the parallels of rolling really
Yeah.
high and then
Yeah,
rolling
nat
the
20,
lowest.
then nat 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
dice.
What's in the box?
As
What's
you
in the
open
box?
up the box, I'm going to need you to make a dex saving throw, please.
Yeah, figured.
Right.
12.
12 is a failure. As you open up the box and see just this small bead of fire appear,
Cool.
and you are going to take 22 points of fire damage as a blast of fire goes off, shaking the shrine. The rest of you who are awake, by the way, suddenly see as George hisses in pain, and you watch as burns appear all over his skin. Fresh wounds appearing on his sleeping body.
Should we wake? Should I heal?
That's our kill. I'm waking him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carter kind of just gets up from where he's just been leant on, like leant against Lara. Somehow he's just.
Laura just looks dejected because she's just like.
And then, yeah, he goes to wake them both up.
Okay.
Before then, I was going to say, would I have had chance to fly around because I'd been looking for the bell afterwards?
Yes, we will do that in a moment.
Yeah.
George, you are coughing and spluttering and sprawled on the floor from this explosion. You see in the remains of the chest the glint of jade as you hear hopping from outside coming closer, just as you snap into the waking world again.
If you die in the dream, you die in the real world. If you die in the dream, you die in the real world.
Are you okay? Did you need healing? You have burns on you. What did you do?
Meanwhile, Okarak, as you fly to Pingon Tower, you see it is this beautiful lacquered red wood and jade tower. And at the very zenith, you see it's a good sort of 100 feet high, taller even than the palace. And at the top, as you sort of land on one of the railings and look inwards, you see this giant golden bell with a crack running through it.
Alright, interesting. I will try and study it as much as I can. Like,
Go ahead
really have a
and
look at it.
go ahead and make me a nature check.
Nature check. You know, I'm a druid. Guess what I'm not
With
proficient
bad
in?
nature.
14.
14. You sort of look at it, and after a couple of seconds, you sort of realise that's not metal. And you sort of peer a bit closer and lean in, and your reflection looks back at you from the shine. And then you realise that's a scale. That is a massive draconic scale
Oh,
that has been
Nice.
turned into a bell.
right.
Sick.
And I'm probably imagining at this point I'd probably have been shaken away.
Yeah, and it's at that point you come to awakening, which for you is a little different because you come to awakening still believing you have wings and a beak.
Yeah, as Carter's shaking me awake, I'm like, ah!
Yeah. By this point, about 4 hours has passed.
Okay.
You alright?
Caca!
Why are you making bird noises? Why are you making bird noises?
She kind of goes, oh, no, not wild shape. Okay.
Wow, that
Not
dream is
wild.
lit.
Yeah, we saw you suddenly
Burn.
start getting blisters everywhere.
Oh,
And
George is smoky.
Smell of
Yeah, he
bush is not nice. Unpleasant.
Well,
George, why are you smoky? I left
fa-
you the palace.
Didn't
I
you
found
cook
the
yourself?
mirror.
Mirror?
Great.
What? Oh. What, the jade mirror?
Yeah,
And it burnt you?
box was trapped.
Did you not check for traps? Like
No,
jade?
I definitely didn't check for traps.
Jander is just like lent in the corner. He's just watching you all going, this is the best entertainment I've had in months.
I mean,
I
at
saw
least
the bell.
The bell?
You saw it?
Yeah.
The bell.
I flew. Yeah.
What about it? Tell us everything.
So, and from that, Okarak will kind of start from the beginning as to kind of what happened, and then she'll get to kind of, she wild shaped, have a look around the palace, and describe the palace. It's alright, I've got a sneeze brewing any minute. No, it's gone.
Bless you.
It's gonna banana.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, it's gone. Thanks, guys.
Welcome.
So, and then she'll get to the thing of like, she lands on the bell and she was like, it wasn't metal. It looked like a dragon kind of scale, but big. But it's got a crack in it.
How bloody big does a dragon have to be that a scale could be a bell?
Big.
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 Now
Remember-
that
Yeah.
plays
Remember
into a
the,
rumor I heard.
That one shot. One time.
Yeah, I know.
That plays into a bit of a rumor I heard about Xian Chang's history.
Hmm.
The
Okay.
invaders that she helped drive out were they've been there a while, and in fact they drove Xian Chang out when she was but a young girl. They killed her family and she fled, one of the few to escape the city. I heard a rumor that she apprenticed under a gold dragon.
There was a gold dragon actually, like, statued in front of the
Dragon
palace.
teacher? That's so cool.
Taught her magic, but why would she have one of its scales?
I mean, she said herself, it's the bell.
Gift,
so-
maybe?
But I doubt a gold dragon would willingly give its scale for something
I mean,
like...
it's powerful. You don't give something like that away.
I do have to wonder. There may be more to this than we're aware of, but...
To refresh my memory a bit, what was the name, if you can remember, of our unicorn friend?
Unicorn friend.
Mine and...
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. God, you're asking a very, very
Unicorn.
long way
Wait!
back.
You want about the cursed unicorn? No, wait, no, that
From,
was
this
Armase.
is from where Aaron and Reese played Blue Alley.
Ah,
I
right.
can't
Yeah.
remember the name, unfortunately. No, not off the top of my head.
Right,
Why?
we'll call it Nody for now.
Can we just call it Bob?
That's the name.
Bob the Magic
Purdy.
Unicorn.
If only Purdy was here. She may have been able to provide a bit of insight from what she shared with us. Dragons of a metallic colour are generally quite good. Right?
No, from
like
my past
Bahamut, the
experiences.
Platinum Dragon's metallic, right? They're good, right?
Yeah.
Indeed.
So, are you saying that a gold bell made the scale of a gold dragon shouldn't really be able to make something bad unless it was bad?
I mean,
From
something that is
everything
good,
that we've heard here,
like
she's trying
medicine.
to do good. She may just be going about it the wrong way.
Yeah, like medicine. Correct.
Yeah.
Something that can do good, like your pain. If you give them enough of it, it can do harm and kill. An item being good doesn't make it good. It's who uses it.
I understand, I think.
That's the smartest thing I've ever said.
Talking of doing harm, if doing damage in the dream does damage here,
Yeah.
Then
case in point.
does damage here do damage to the dream?
No, I was
No?
thinking
Oh.
Could we do the
If-
damage in the dream?
when she's not expecting it, in comparison to outside where she might be more defensive.
Like what? Destroy the palace in the dream and then...
Did you see where she was spending her time, Okarak?
I saw the servants heading to one, like, pagoda in this, like, area. like down at the bottom of the palace. I
I'm
assume
just-
there, and it looked like there was this really fancy
Right.
room and balcony type thing. It just screamed Empress.
It sounds silly, but if we had a couple of people go into the dream and a couple of people out here
It's just what
and
I was
attack,
doing.
if something went wrong, we could always pull our guys out, but we could potentially do damage to her
Attack
to
her on both
disrupt all this.
fronts? Like attack in the dream and in the here as well?
Well, we could
Is
do
it-
that as well.
If
two-pronged attack?
she rings that bell in the dream world, will it ring in the waking world?
Did
Or
we
if
hear?
one of
Have
us
we
ring
heard
it.
Have we heard the bell ring at all? Like
You have not heard the bell ring since dusk.
so the bell rang. But did we? We only heard it ring. We didn't see who rang
Oh,
it, so we
by
don't
the
know
way,
whether that's just a reflection of
A
the dream
lady
or not.
said it's always daytime.
Oh well, I got some information then.
Out of
got that.
game, if what I was suggesting was complicated, I'm talking about basically respawn scumming. Going in, attacking, waking up, going in, attacking, waking up.
Yes, but you said
If we-
yourself that you get hurt in the dream. So if you attack and you get hurt, and then you come out, you're still going to be hurt. So you're not
We
going
can
back in
swap
fresh.
people round.
Yes, but there's only so many of us, and once we've
Yeah.
done one round, we're all hurt.
Fair point.
You also
Fair point.
have to take into consideration she's a lord,
Yeah, like powerful, right?
which, yeah, they're essentially the most powerful people in this realm.
I think you're rushing in to kill the queen a bit too quick. I think we need
Yeah.
information. I think there's other ways we can do it. Just
Personally, I'd much prefer to avoid Cien
But-
Chang's notice as much as possible.
I think we should just be concentrating on trying to find Zirin. We need to find where she is in the dream in the hopes that reflects where she is in the waking world, and then we take her body, make sure that she's not gonna make sure we've got food and healing and water because she's going to need it, right? She's been in there a long time,
other bit of information.
and we get her out. Or at least
when
wake
we
her up.
fall asleep, we do not wake up where we are.
Oh. Well,
I woke up
Okay.
somewhere completely different.
either way, we need to find out where Zirin is in the waking world.
Huh.
And wake
Well,
her.
for that, I think
And
we
tend
need to
to
go
her.
to the palace.
Yeah.
Well, we've got about
But now I'm
two-
finishing what I'm doing, and he goes back to where he's sat and he's just chilling again.
we've got about 4 hours till sunup. Anyone know any good dice games?
No.
Uh,
Does that mean Carter's sat back down next to Laura?
Yeah.
I know a couple of dice games.
Well,
I'd never played dice. Can you teach me, Carter?
Sure.
She has no interest in dice games. She's only doing it because she likes it.
Okay. So for the next 4
yeah.
hours, Janda and Carter engage in a number of different dice games.
And I'll,
you-
I'll be like cheerleading Carter. I'll be like, yeah, you shoot him.
Will we be able to
How bad are both of our sleight of hands throughout all of this?
Will you
Because
be able
I
to
can
what?
imagine.
He
Sorry.
does strike me as a cheat, as the sort of cheats.
Sorry, I was just saying, do we get a do me and George get a short rest because we
Yes.
got woken up a little
Yes,
bit earlier?
you two would get a short rest.
Are dice games, is that still counting as a rest?
That is a light activity, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
Out
we
of
can use the hit die,
curiosity,
yeah.
how bad were both me and my opponent
I would
Can I-
say
teaching through it, both of us?
And Laura's just like tapping you on the back, like, yeah, you're doing it so good. She's just casting guidance on you all the time.
I
To
would
help.
say, Carter, you win maybe 60-70% of the time to Janda against Janda, but you get the feeling like Janda's sort of like sat there and he's playing, but he's not really putting any effort into it. It's just something to pass the time.
Right. So yeah, I'd probably be cheating less it's not really sort of like gambling. It's just
No. Yeah, it's just a bit of a fun way to pass a bit of time.
yeah. All the meanwhile, I'd be explaining the rules to Lara of the game or the games.
Yep. And
Long.
after those 4 hours, the three of you who stayed awake do complete a long rest.
And then we roll our insanity. Well, con save, right?
You don't have to roll insanity or exhaustion saves yet, because you did sleep before coming here, so you have not yet gone 24 hours without sleeping.
Okay, so we've got one long rest in. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Carter will then excuse himself to wherever the bathroom is.
Jander goes, yeah, I don't really have a bathroom.
What?
Oh.
I think I've got a bottle somewhere.
I mean, you can go up the trapdoor if you want.
I can come with. I can protect you. I won't look.
It's daytime. I know this. So the ghosty things should not be out.
I mean, you can't be too careful.
They'll still be beginning to head back to the Gemstone Garden and ping on Tower, but yeah.
It's just not worth. It's not worth the risk. You kind of like just see him just sort of like shove his hand into like the hood of his coat, and after a moment of moving around, it just comes out with like a bunch of flowers, like applicable to the realm that we're in.
In that case, it would probably
flowers?
be lilies.
Yeah.
Do you have flowers in your jacket?
Not so much. I have spent a long time searching for my friend. So much so that the Fae has affected my physiology.
How often can you do that? Because if you were back at the circus, you'd be able to make a load of money.
Every morning.
Oh.
Pretty flowers.
Do you want them?
Maybe. And she'll like kind of cross her arms, trying to be all like burly and strong.
The answer's either yes or no.
She just kind of takes it and sits down and just plays with them, like playing with her hair.
Jander throws an arm around your shoulder, Carter, and whispers to you, either that's going to be one hell of a ride, or your last ride, my good friend.
What?
You poor naive.
And Laura's just like looking up at Carter and then blushing and then looking away whenever he staring.
Huh.
You want to ride the mountain, boy?
Oh dear.
Considering we've seen her literally summon the power of a god, like
that is not out of the realms of possibility.
So
divine intervention, baby.
So powerful she can even make your shield go down.
So after that awkward revelation, shall we get going? Are we using the tunnel, or are we just gonna walk through the streets? I don't really mind which.
If the path is unguarded, I can show you where I kind of looked and point them out.
It should be mostly unguarded. There will be a few there. Also, Xian Chang will be awake.
Oh.
I do know she apparently spends most of the day in her study, so as long as we avoid that.
But don't you want to go in her study to get the notes on the bell?
Yes. So some way of getting her out the study would be useful if you have some way of making a distraction. But
I would say using your tunnel as an escape plan is probably better than an entrance plan.
You said it's halfway there, so could you like join it from the other side as an escape?
Or
and then we can,
could we go and have a look for that mirror, and maybe the raucous will draw her attention?
I mean,
if you
Should
want to
be.
walk into the middle of a nest of sleeping Jiangshi,
Nah, maybe not.
sure.
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
No. We can think
Right.
about it at the door.
Shall we walk and talk? Walk and talk? Walk and talk sound good?
Yes.
Walk and talk. Okay. He guides you up to the trapdoor, opening it, and you see you open up into what looks like probably the lower floor of one of the mansion houses. And he guides you through, closing the trapdoor as you all come up and out into the streets. And you see you're probably about 10 sort of city blocks over from where you were the night before. And you can see like a lot of things have been rebuilt during the night. Like some of the buildings that you recognize from the night before now look different, or at a slightly different angle, or have slightly different features. And he goes, say what you will about the Jiangshi, they are impeccable workers.
All the while we're walking, Okarak will be looking for Cien Sume.
Okay. So as you walk, you do eventually reach the Guahuit, and you do see that figure made out of teeth still resting against one of the stalls, cuddling a plush head, but
Can I
still
go say hello?
sound asleep.
Oh, she's still.
The two, my two little friends. I always forget where I
Perk and
left them.
Burke.
Yeah,
You decided
Perk and
not
Burke.
to. You decided not to summon them because of the locked borders.
Yeah, just making sure that they were definitely not summoned through.
She's asleep. We'll let her sleep.
Very well.
You like put one of the lilies in her hair and just like kind of pocketed the rest.
Janda looks at you, Lara, and goes, "It matches your hair and fur perfectly."
You think so?
I do.
Do you think Carter would like it?
My dear, I think Carter would prefer if you wore nothing but.
Really?
Meanwhile, Carter's just sort of like, he's deep in thought. He's just walking along, like.
He's like, I mean, on the one hand, but then she might, but then.
Maybe something to try when you've got a bit of privacy.
Right, yes. Privacy, of course.
Well, what if I get bit?
Meanwhile,
party,
innocent
right?
mind Okarak is just casually like bouncing along.
By the way, you all noticed when Janda left the cellar, he grabbed a very big floppy hat, which he's now wearing, and it's got this massive wide brim, and he's just strolling along.
Whoa, that's the biggest hat I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you. As you can see, he sort of points out, and now that you can see it's not under torchlight but natural light, he does have very pale skin, a little bit of albino. I do burn a little easily, so best to wear something to help with that.
My ma got burnt really bad once. It was so funny.
Oh, what happened? Was it lack of sunscreen?
Oh no, she just walked into the fire.
Oh, that would do it.
Silly.
Yeah, not everybody could be a firewalker like at the circus. Or the carnival, sorry.
No.
I've never been to the carnival. Is it any fun?
I would say so.
Oh,
Definitely some tasty pies. I can guarantee you that one.
I might have to give it a try sometime.
In fact, I probably still have like a cold pie right at the bottom of my bag. Can I pull it out and just be like, I mean, it's cold?
Sort of takes it, lifts it to his mouth, and takes a delicate bite. Quite tasty. Carter, no, sorry, George, make a perception check.
It's where you're like, he didn't have a natural mouth. 19.
19. As he takes that small bite, you do catch a glimpse of something.
Okay.
His teeth.
2 elongated canines in the shape of fangs as he takes a bite of the pie.
Fair one.
Do you mind if I have the rest of this in a bit?
Yeah, no, that's fine. And if you've got special requests for different pies, then if we get out the scenario, I can try and make something that will suit any palate.
Oh well, we'll have to wait and see. Wraps it up in a. He pulls out like a handkerchief, wraps the pie up, and pops it in a pocket. Anyway, daylight's a wasting. Come on.
We have matching plushies as she walks past.
Very cute.
As you reach the gates to the Palace of Bones, Okarak and George, you are met with a much different sight. Whereas in the dream, this building was made of gold and jade, here it's made of bones. Human bones.
Ooh.
Stacked and formed into a building. This building stinks of death and decay. The bones
Quite
going
how I remember it.
bleached in the sun and giving off this slightly golden ivory look to the whole place. You see the path leading up to the stairs leading into the actual palace itself is made from skulls set into the floor. And the gates are made out of arms reaching and grasping up into the sky.
Handy.
Well, she certainly has a sense of the macabre.
I turn to Okarak and just be like, when somebody has a plan and they try and execute the plan and it doesn't quite match up? I feel
Yeah.
like...
Yeah. I get it.
Anyway, how are we going to cause a distraction?
So the gates that we stood at, is that the gates that were in the middle of the garden that I was in cleaning, or is that a separate set of gates?
This is a separate set of gates. The gemstone garden, would be on the other side of the palace.
I mean, I could get a little beastly, make a bit of noise, do a little nap.
I could wake Cien Sume up.
Or that.
She looked so peaceful, though.
Yeah. I could watch it.
Yeah.
That could work. Or anyone decent shot? And he points to Ping On Tower. I'm pretty sure the sound of her precious bell ringing might draw her running.
Not a bad
the
shot.
bell rang, the Zirin attacked us. Not Zirin, the young Chi, sorry. Zirin is a character, not a monster.
True, but at the same time, they'd be drawn to the bell, not the palace.
Yeah, this is where we all roll a little bit shit.
I'm merely offering suggestions. If anyone has other suggestions, please
One sec.
go ahead.
This is where we
I'm a pretty good shot, and I'm pretty damn fast. If you lot can get yourself into a position where you're not going to be seen, I can catch up with you later.
Will you be safe?
I mean, there's nothing to say that you have to take the shot from the open. You could be hiding as well.
Oh no, I'm absolutely going to be hiding, but...
Then why would you not be hiding with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Safety in numbers and all that.
Yes.
So, hiding spot.
Thing. Do I have... Hang on, do I have, like, magic missile?
Do we have a hiding spot?
Let me do that.
Can we try and look for a hiding spot?
Janda looks around quickly and then points to what looks like a nearby servant's entrance into the palace. I would say that probably be a good hiding spot.
You think?
Got windows, door. He quickly walks over, and you see as he checks the lock. Pushes it
That's
open.
not one, isn't it?
He quickly fiddles with it, shakes the door for a moment. You hear a slight snarl, and then just this faintest crunch of like breaking bone, and he swings the door open. It's open.
Can I sniff? Can I smell a fellow lycanthrope?
You can try. Go ahead and
Yeah.
roll me perception with advantage.
24.
24. You're not getting lycanthropy smell from him.
But does he smell like a shifter? Like
The smell you get from him is stale blood and ash, almost
I think
like
I
dust.
already know this,
Is
seeing
he-
as
is he
I've
a vampire?
likely been there.
makes
Because
sense.
I've been to Barovia, would I know a vampire when I see one?
You would know of vampires, you wouldn't necessarily know them as you see them, and for one thing, you would know
Yeah.
vampires don't go out during sunlight.
He could be damp here.
Well, he's
He
got
could
his
be
big
half.
floppy hat on, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Ah. I suppose I probably wouldn't know what a vampire is, but I'd be like, you smell like blood.
Oh,
Kind of reminds me of my first meal.
you
You
don't
are not
have
eating
that
them.
memory.
Oh,
Yes, you
no.
took
No,
that
I
memory.
traded
really
that
like the
memory
smell.
away.
I would be like, I really like that smell then.
Oh, well, I haven't got any wounds, but maybe it was from your guys' fight? I don't know.
It smell like my blood.
I didn't say it was your blood. It could have been the Jiangshi's blood for all I know.
Has
Anyway,
he
are we
just
going
walked...
in here?
Yes.
I was going to say,
Already.
has
Doesn't
he just
matter.
walked in, or is he stuck at the threshold
He was
of the door?
holding the door open for all of you.
No, but I thought like he would have to be invited in.
Not necessarily.
No. Okay.
If he's damp here, I don't think they need an invitation. Or
There's a couple of
spawn.
other rules as well.
If he's a
that-
spawn as well, not necessarily if he's not full.
Well, I guess we're going in. Are we going in and then
Anyway,
shooting the
that's-
thing?
Yeah.
After all of you. Quickly,
Buckrat's already in there.
Okay.
he steps inside as well, and you see this very old kitchen. And though the outside of the palace is made from bone, you see the inside is just made from regular stone and marble. So the grisly horribleness is left outside for the most part. And you can see like nothing in here has been used in quite some time. There is a thick layer of dust, and there are cobwebs and the occasional scuttle of some form of insect. So, ringing the bell, or have we got another plan?
I think that's the best we can come up with at the minute.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Okay, so who's ringing the bell?
Have you
Leave
got
it
it?
as Carter.
Mate.
Okay, I mean, be my guest.
Yeah. Carter will go within the vicinity of where everyone's hiding and just assess for a good, clear shot of the bell.
Guidance.
Okay,
Um,
but it is 100 feet up on Pingon Tower.
okay. That
Probably.
should be fine.
Yeah, about to say at the current amount. What's the furthest range of a longbow? 300 feet, isn't it?
600.
600. Yes, so it is within range. But it is
Yeah.
fairly high up, so it is going to be a fairly high DC. But go ahead and roll an attack.
I cast guidance. I tap him on the shoulder.
Yep.
I think guidance is only skills, isn't it?
Skill checks or
Ah,
saves.
Yeah.
This can't.
27.
27.
Yep. So taking careful aim and taking account for the wind and the actual like lip of the tower, you let loose an arrow and then quickly duck inside. And after a couple of seconds, you all hear the sonorous toll of a bell ring out across the city, And after about 5 minutes, you hear movement within the palace. You then glance outside and see a regal-looking Oriental woman dressed in fine robes, which are currently like holding up scrolls around her as she moves. As she hurries down the path towards the tower, a number of Jiangshi flanking her. I would say that looks like a pretty damn good time to go.
Okay, and
Move, move, move.
Shot, good
Move,
shot.
move, move,
There we are.
So you guys quickly begin moving through the palace, and though it is large, it is fairly simply laid out. Go ahead and roll.
I was going to say, would I have the memory of, because you did mention that when I was flying about, I did see libraries and studies.
Yes,
Would
so
I
you would have a
remember where that
vague
is?
memory of where those were, yes.
Okay.
You quickly guide them to some of the ones you saw, and some of them are just covered in dust and obviously no longer in use. But eventually you do lead them towards one that looks like it is currently in use. You see coming up towards a long corridor that sort of is in a U shape, and you can see there's a number of pillars that lead out onto like an open area. But you see there is what looks like a small room with the doors left ajar, and you can see the flickering of candlelight from within. And you get the feeling this may be the study that you're looking for.
Okay.
Help.
But look out. You find paperwork, and Okarak will stay sort of on guard and just make sure that there's no one
Okay.
coming.
As you begin to approach the doors, you see stood on either side of it, there is a pair of what looks like suits of armor. One set very samurai-esque, the other looking like it's some form of warcaster. And as you approach, you see from within the empty sockets, like helmets, just flames begin to light up, and a pair of voices go,
Oh shit.
"Halt!"
We hope.
State your business.
Calm person.
Charm person.
Are they even a person?
I'm attempting.
Let me check charm
I mean-
person.
No, I've only got charm person.
Damn.
Humanoid.
It's in a set of armor that you've described as a warcaster and a samurai. That was why I said it might work, but in my head.
Yeah.
Up to padding on that one.
No, unfortunately in this case, not quite. You
Okay.
quickly mutter and cast the spell. Neither of them seems to notice, but you feel the spell doesn't take hold.
Okarak will just
Janda-
look at our fellow who actually wanted to go in the study.
Chanda at this point goes, yes, we're here to do some research on behalf of... He quickly leans over to you, Okarak. What was the name of your friend? What was the name of your friend? What was the name of your friend?
Sian Sume.
Sien Sume. You watch as the two figures sort of look at each other and go, "We let the princesses down once. Now we serve eternal. We won't do so again." And they both recede back into the armor and go inert. And Chanda goes, "I don't think that'll work a second time. In we go."
Let's go, let's go.
Let's go, go, go.
Okay.
Oh,
We've lost Aaron. No.
Oh no,
I think it's about that time.
Yeah, let's take a break. Let's take a break and then we'll come back.
Oh,
He's back.
hang on, he's back.
Oh no, we're back. We're back. What's happening? Did we take a break or not? We should probably take a break anyway.
Yeah, my camera froze.
Do we want to take a break?
Yeah, we can take a quick break.
We'll
Yeah, 'cause
take
my
a quick
fire's
break.
gone out.
Taking a quick break, guys. We'll be back very soon. And we're back. How's everyone enjoying their vacation in Icaf so far?
It could be more restful.
It's
It's unrestful. It is unrestful.
It is nothing like the brochure.
Poplas, we love you. We love you, Poplas. Okay, carry on.
I heard there was going to be an all-you-can-eat buffet.
There is for the Jiangxi.
I heard
It's
it
not
was
for us.
everything that you could dream of.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay, so
Anyway,
we've talked the statues down. We're not in
Yep.
combat. All is good.
Yep.
Let's go.
So Janda quickly leads you all into a beautifully appointed study, and you can see there's like a couple of desks covered in papers. There's one that looks like it gets used more often than others, and there are many like scroll cases around the walls filled with scrolls. And he quickly moves over to one and starts like pulling scrolls out and quickly reading what's on them. Is there anything you guys particularly want to look for in here?
Probably
there
just
any
help
windows?
him, to be honest.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll group investigation check for me.
Investigation's not great, but I rolled 18, so I'll take that.
Investigation.
I'm still deep in thought.
Investigate.
Still too deep in thought about a certain lady wolf.
Certain tree likes to
Yeah.
climb, eh?
Okay. So, a couple of
Don't
you
need
sort of scatter
firepower
off,
on you reckon
and
these guns.
Eh?
Carter,
Pick you up one-handed, dude. Like, saying.
yeah, Carter, you find yourself more often than not your eyes straying to Lara more than anything else when you're supposed to be looking at scroll cases. The rest of you find varying things from accounts of different like designs for the city, a few historical bits here and there. The only one of you who finds anything really interesting is Lara. Lara, you find what appears to be a fairly recent journal.
Oh,
I
think I found something.
And you read in it, "The dark powers taunt me again. They send me a woman who looks just like my daughter.
I'll be reading this out loud.
But I will turn this back on them. If my daughter's soul is in that accursed scarecrow body, then why can I not put it into this new one? I will lock this body away, and on the right night, I will perform a ritual with the help of the bell to put my daughter's soul into this new body and return one of my daughters fully, perfectly to life once more." And it has a date on it, which you see is basically either, you're not entirely sure, but it would either be tonight or tomorrow night. You're not certain.
Some kind of Freaky Friday thing.
Yeah. As you read that out loud, I will say that I was reading it out loud. So
Yeah.
that, we don't have to repeat what we've just said.
Uh-oh.
At this point, you hear Janda go, No, not what I wanted to. Damn it! And he throws the scroll he's reading on the ground. Not helpful. Not helpful.
Oh, this bell can do all sorts of things by the sound of it.
Yes, but not what I need it to do. Never
Which
mind.
is?
Never mind. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
I mean, you can't make a comment like that and not follow it up.
Yeah, what's up?
Let's just say there's a curse I'm under that I'd rather be rid of.
Is that why you smell of blood? I mean, it's a nice smell. I don't hate it.
Yeah, that's part of the reason, yes.
Maybe more to do with the ash? Kind of smell ashy too, like...
Yes. It's to do with that, yes. Yes, it doesn't... If I'd had the bell in its original state, it might have done what I needed it to do. But it is now cracked, So it won't do... It might do what I want, but not in the way I want it to.
Do you think that's why this is all backwards? Because the bell's got a crack in it?
Maybe.
The bell's got a crack in it because of the way it was used.
Ah.
I've learned a little bit more. So Xian Chang did learn under a dragon. She served and lived with an ancient gold dragon. Taught her magic. Raised her from a young girl into womanhood. However, she always harbored a hatred for those who had chased her from her home.
I mean, that's fair.
And she wished for her draconic teacher to allow her to go and use her magic to visit destruction upon them. However, they said no, that was not the way of things. However, she read of a way of doing things. If a gold dragon gifts one of its scales to a human and a ritual is done, it turns the scale into a bell. That bell, when rung, will grant a wish. Unfortunately, she asked her teacher for a scale and they refused.
She stole
Xian
it, but
Chang,
it's still a bell.
believing that she was smarter than her teacher now, figured she may know another way, and planned to steal a scale whilst her teacher slept. She did as such, but whilst doing so, the dagger she was using slipped and slew her teacher. The teacher's body vanished.
Some dagger to kill an ancient gold dragon.
Don't ask me. This is merely what's written. The body vanished, leaving behind a single scale in the shape of a bell. Xian Chang brought that bell back to the city she was run out of and rang it, destroying all of the invaders, wiping them from existence. That is what caused the people there to install her as the Empress. She put that bell into Ping On Tower, and never again after that day did she ring it. Until the people revolted against her.
Why would they revolt against their savior?
Because she was overbearing and a perfectionist. She demanded of them things that they could not give.
Okarak will point this out because Okarak heard this.
Yeah.
Whilst this conversation's going on, is there a window in
There
the
is
study?
no window in the study. There is just the door that you came in from.
I'm going to keep an eye on the hallway just in case
Yep.
I see movement or anything like that.
Yep. Now, the revolt happened, killing all 4 of Xian Chang's daughters. Xian Chang, in a last-ditch effort, fled to Ping On Tower, climbing it as she was chased by those who were uprising against her. When she reached the top, she rang the bell, making a wish for the revolt to end and the perfect city to be returned. The bell cracked, and mists came out, transporting them here. The revolt was put down, however, because that is the way it worked. She then rang the bell again to try and get her perfect world. She got her perfect world, but only while she slept.
So the bell is cracked and every wish is twisted. So you get what
She
you
rang
want,
the
but
bell
not
to
how you
return
want
her
it.
daughters to life, but they came back wrong. But in the dream, they are perfect. So she spends her days planning the city and her nights living in the dream, where everything is as she wants it. But now she's been given a chance to get a daughter back.
Except if she plans to use the bell, it's going to be cracked. It's not going
It'll be twisted. It won't go the way she wants. She's done this how many times? You think she'd learn?
But she thinks she knows better. It's one of
So
her
she
fatal
learned
flaws.
nothing from her What's
Do you
From her
think
mistakes.
hubris?
the mirror might have shown her a way how? If
I
the
don't
mirror
think so.
No?
I don't
Okay.
think Cien Chang's even aware of the mirror.
We don't even
Okay.
know what the mirror does. We just know that, what's her face again?
Isolde.
We just know that Isolde wants it.
Well, we kind of know what the mirror does.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, Isolde
tell
did
us.
say
It just
it
shows,
shows
you
you
what
your
want. That doesn't mean it
shows you the
gives
location
what
of
you
your heart's desire.
Yeah.
Ah.
So if your heart's desire is to bring your kids back, then maybe it shows you.
We find the mirror and we bribe her to give us back Zirin and let us leave.
No, she's more interested in her daughter.
No,
That's
but like
her
it'll
priority.
show her how to get her daughter, right? She
She
doesn't need
thinks
to
she
know that it
knows
won't
how
give it to her.
get her daughter.
She thinks she knows.
Then we
So
have to show her that it's not the case and the mirror is what she needs.
I mean, we can either stand around here and keep talking about this, and eventually we'll have to talk to her, or maybe we should be going now.
yeah, I think we
You're
should.
right, you're
go.
right.
Yeah.
Let's go, let's go.
Yeah.
We'll go.
You all quickly scuttle out of the study, pulling the door slightly closed again behind you. And as you look around, Chanda goes, "Are we trying to find your friend, or are we going?"
Will my friend be awake yet?
No, I meant your friend who's in the palace.
Zirin!
Oh right, okay.
We need to know where she is and wake her.
Then let's go. And he
Yes,
quickly
Okay. Set.
scuttles off.
I've got Zirin's scent. Could I try and sniff her out? See if I can tell where
Go
she is?
ahead, make survival with advantage.
I'm also going to use my primeval awareness just to see where maybe more of these
19.
undead guardies are congregating roughly.
So primeval awareness only makes you aware if there is something within a mile's radius.
Doesn't tell you where exactly.
Hasn't actually sense whether any aberrations. This feature doesn't reveal the creature's location or number.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's aberrations for you, not... Is it
I mean-
aberrations, dragons?
Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fays, fiends, or undead.
You get a massive undead sense coming back.
Yeah, and there's it was the location thing that kind of screwed me over because I was looking
Yeah.
for like a large cluster in a spot because I imagined that there'd be guards.
Yeah.
I rolled a
Oh,
19 on my survival.
19.
To try and track her with her scent.
It's faint, but you do find the scent, and you quickly follow it,
Follow me.
and
I smell her.
eventually you come to a set of jade double doors that seem to lead to a room beyond, down a long corridor.
This way.
But as you sort of press on them, they don't give.
How do we open them? Could we just push? Should I just... Carter, check for traps.
Yeah, I'm going to check for traps.
Go ahead, investigation check.
Investigation. 15.
15. There is no lock on these doors, and you can tell that they're not trapped. However, they are locked. And you can sort of, glancing at the sides, you can see some sort of mechanism. These are obviously opened through some form of switch or lever, but you don't see any evidence of one here.
Okay. I'll explain this to everyone.
Okarak, could you like turn into an ant or something and try and go into the mechanism and
See if you can see where it leads.
see where it leads to, or see if you can unlock it from the inside? I mean,
We'll
an
have
ant.
a look around the door. Go, maybe not an ant. I'll get.
Ants are very strong.
Yeah, they can lift like, what was it 3-4 times their body weight?
I think it's like 100 times their body weight.
You
like
know this
50 times.
information about ants.
They're interesting creatures. They're very interesting. Like,
Ants go after pies. I'm very interested in stopping ants.
Akarak will kind of look around the door and see if there's maybe like a mouse hole or something.
Go ahead and roll
guidance.
perception.
Guidance, add a d4.
Perception.
Add a
14.
d4 to that.
Oh, add a d4.
Yeah, you got guidance.
1d4. 16.
So 16. You don't see any mouse holes, but you do see there is like a small. There's a bit where a mouse could maybe fit in, like next to one of the hinges. But
I will wild shape and have an attempt.
okay,
We should
you
be quick.
squeeze into this hole and sort of see that you are in like a hollow section of the wall where you can see this mechanism. As you sort of scuttle along and move in and amongst the cogs, you eventually come to a point where there's nothing. Except for a slightly glowing sigil. That when you press your foot on it, you feel tired.
Oh.
You get the sensation the way to open this door
Is to be a
isn't in the waking world.
Ah,
Yeah.
Poop. Poopy poop poop.
Okay, I will scuttle back and relay what I've seen to my friends.
I can't understand squeaks. You're gonna have to change back.
Squeak, squeak, squeak. Yeah, she'll shuffle back and she goes, "We're gonna have to be asleep to open the door."
Shit.
I hate that I'm going to suggest this.
What?
Or I'm going to ask it as well. If I cast the sleep spell, I can dispel it, can't I?
Yeah, but there's no
Ye-
guarantee you're gonna wake up here.
Sleep spell's not concentration, is it? So
No, sleep spell's
it's a
not
shame we don't have some
concentration,
kind of
and
spell
you can
that is concentration that you could just drop to wake them back up again.
Mm,
you can wake anyone from a sleep with an action. It's just shaking them.
right. I will point out that I do have sleep as a prepared spell.
We need to be quick if we're going to do this.
We
And
might
there's
have
no
to...
guarantee that she will
back.
find the sleep spell before she comes back.
Yeah, she's probably on her way back as we speak.
We should
can-
probably.
As a really dopey idea,
Mm.
can I try and peer through like the crack? Is it a set of double doors like this?
Yeah.
I'm going to peer through the crack between the door, see if I can see into the room.
Perception with disadvantage.
Guidance.
That's fine. I need just a spot that I can see.
Oh, you!
I cast guidance. I cast guidance to help. I don't think that's
So,
going to help.
26. Nice.
Disadvantage.
It's going
It's
to
a
be a one-way
disadvantage.
trip in.
So it'll be 11.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah.
Glancing
Yeah.
through, you can
That doesn't mean he's
just...
going to be able to open it. We know that.
Let me double check. Okay. Glancing through, you see on the other side a long corridor leading further down to what looks like a open archway at the end. Probably the corridor itself is probably about 120 feet in length. It's quite long. And there is a couple of braziers lit, so you can see on the other side.
What are you doing?
This is a one-way trip for me, unless I can get another wrist in.
Which is
But I think I can get to
the
it.
open side. The other. It's not in the.
If you go, we're going to have to leave you because we can't stay in this
We
corridor.
can't stay.
That's fine. I could potentially get in there and try and wake her from this side if you end up trying to go in through the other.
If you're going
I
to,
can then potentially hide her.
you know what she looks like, right? We described her.
From the description that you've given, Asian lady, well, Oriental lady,
She has a scar on her chin. I'm just flavouring. It's up to you.
Yeah. Battle gear. Yeah.
Wait, let me give you something first, and then she'll place her hand on your chest shyly, and she'll give you resistance, just to help you. So that will be
Okay.
So
a
we have
D4
permission
you can add to
move.
a saving throw of your choice, and you can roll the die before or after making the saving throw, and then the spell will end. Just to give you a bit of.
Okay.
She'll like be safe.
Okay.
And then
We've
she'll
got
kiss
to
you
go
on the.
safe.
Then she'll kiss you on the cheek, and then like back away. With the
Did
spell.
I give anybody my cake?
What cake?
No, you've not given anyone a cookie or a cake yet.
Okay, I give him my cake.
Okay. He hands you a
Thank
piece
you.
of cake.
And then Laura just frowns at you like...
Eat this when you most need it. It will help you out. And you've
Thank you
got a
very
slice of
much.
bardic inspiration cake.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
So you've got a D4 against a saving throw of your choice, and some cake
Yeah.
inspiration.
Okay. And
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're Misty stepping through the door.
Misty stepping. But obviously it's a once use only because it's my
A feature, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've got something that's probably better than that. Gaseous form, because I can cast that on other people as well.
Oh. I
I mean,
mean...
he was just building himself up to be this like hero moment, and you just
Like, I can do that.
you just let that out there, like let us have this whole moment.
Jander's just stood
I
there, just
kissed
sort
him
of
and
tapping his
everything.
foot, going, "Come on, come on."
Yeah, even Okarak's like,
We're gonna do it now.
Just go, Fuck.
yeah, I Misty step through.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Save the
let's
gaseous
go.
form
We're
if
gonna
we've got to
go.
save him because we don't
Yeah.
get spell slots back.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys scuttle off down the corridor, heading further out and away from that room. Carter, you appear in that corridor. You don't see or hear anything currently.
Okay, I'm going to move slowly, quietly, because if there's any of these ghosty things in here, I'm on my own and there's no way out.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's essentially stealth, yeah?
Yeah, go ahead and roll stealth.
Wow.
So creeping down, your foot scuffing occasionally on the stone. You don't see any other creatures or beings in here. And eventually you come to that open archway and you look into a room that is dimly lit by glowing crystals. There are 4 glowing crystals in here in the corners of the room. There is what looks like a screen on one side of the room, and in the center, a carefully drawn out ritual circle. Laid in the center of it is an unmoving body of a young, oriental looking woman, long black hair, in monk's battle garb.
Okay,
Scar on the chin.
okay. Is there, what's the ritual circle made out of?
The ritual circle looks to have been etched into the floor, and looks to have been filled with what looks like some kind of paint.
Is there any of that paint left in the room?
You don't see any currently.
Okay.
It's at this point you hear shuffling from behind the screen near the south wall. And as you sort of look over, you see a face made of Hessian sack peek round. Its features picked out in stitching and no mouth as it sort of looks in your direction, and then a wooden arm just comes up and very shyly waves.
Hi. You okay? Do you know a way out of here? No. Do you know of any good hiding spots? You look like the sort of person that loves a good game of hide and seek.
Points at the screen it's currently stood behind.
Just that one. Okay. Do you know this girl? Sort of. Do you think what your mother's going to attempt to do will work? You don't know. Do you think it's fair that this girl needs to lose her life for it? No. Okay. We need to get her somewhere safe, don't we? Yes. Do you know if these doors can be opened from this side? They can't. Okay. Looking around the room, can I see anywhere other than behind that screen where we could potentially hide?
No, the room is completely barren other than that screen, and you, from what you've heard, you get the feeling the screen has been put there to keep the daughter in this room, but so Cien Chang doesn't have to look at her. As Cien Chang despises the way her daughters currently look, but obviously needs the daughter in the same room for the ritual to happen.
You're on
Do
your
you
own,
have
buddy.
spare? Do you have spare clothes or things that you can potentially hide someone underneath without them looking?
You watch as this
Obvious.
figure steps out, and it is just a scarecrow. It itself is wearing just a raggedy sack, and just sort of raises its wooden arms, just like.
Well, there's nothing else to it. I'm going to step into the circle.
Yep.
And take an action to try and wake Ziren.
Okay, you shake the body. Nothing happens. And this is where you notice Ziren's eyes are open.
Is she paralyzed?
The body is breathing. It's alive. But there
Oh,
is
Ziren.
no response.
Okay.
You watch as the scarecrow daughter comes over and carefully dips a finger in the paint of the ritual circle and quickly scratches out, "Mother removed her soul."
Oh, do you know where it's been placed?
Again, dips the finger in the ink and quickly scratches out on the floor. "Mother placed it in a statue."
The dragon?
Yes, a smaller statue of one.
Only I could get to my friends and tell them. I'm going to pick up the soulless Ziren. I'm going to move her behind the screen and have a look, see what's. Is it literally just a screen behind?
It's
like
literally
nothing else
just a
behind it.
screen. There's nothing behind it. It's just somewhere for this scarecrow daughter to stand.
Okay. You know, you're quite cool. You know that.
He's like, yeah, I'm
Roll for the seduction.
Oh.
You are stuck in a pickle, my friend.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to be an absolute arsehole though. And while Ziren's hidden behind the screen with the scarecrow, now that I know that that paint's wet or malleable, I'm going to completely fuck up that ritual circle.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Literally, I'm just going to very subtly, just mess with all the etchings and the things, just to make it
slightly wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, so that it will just not work.
Okay. Go ahead and make. No, you don't need to make an Arcana check to ruin a circle. It's easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just for a moment, I'm going to quickly go over to where the locked double doors are and look to see if I can find the mechanism on the other side.
Okay. Go roll a quick investigation check.
Yeah.
Bloody resistance.
You glance along the walls and the doors. No mechanism, no lever, no button.
Because Okarak just told you that you need to be asleep.
Yeah.
No, I was making sure that there wasn't like another.
Because I don't think you
Like,
didn't go
it
to the
didn't
other
extend.
side. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, making sure
That's
it
a fair
didn't
assumption.
extend
That's a
to
fair.
both sides of the door. And then, yeah, gonna go and sit behind the screen, and have my swords ready.
Okay. With the rest of the party, you...
How thick is the jade doors?
Jade doors, probably 2 inches thick, maybe 3.
Because message can go through 2 inches of stone, or well, a
Yeah.
foot of stone, so I can keep in contact with you, ask how it's going.
Yeah? Do you want to send a message?
Yeah.
Go, what message do
Got
you
it.
send?
Just have you found anything?
As that comes through, Carter, you hear
Yeah.
Fever's voice, but there is just this deeper undercurrent of a darker voice. A little off-putting, as the entity inside your head does affect your spells somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
Fever? Yeah, I've got her. Her soul's in a smaller dragon. There's also one of the daughters here, the scarecrow one. We're stuck.
Right. I'll relay that to everyone.
I take it we're on our way out.
I was going to say we're on our way out, so
Well,
we can
you
get our
guys
entry.
sort of,
we're hiding.
you've ducked around and like found a side corridor that's not near the ritual room. Well, it's near the ritual room, but not near the ritual room, because you could see from the dust on the floor, the ritual room looks like it gets a lot of regular traffic. This side corridor looks fairly abandoned, so you felt sort of safe to just sort of take a quick breather.
Oh, also, ritual circle ruined.
Okay. How do we get Carter out?
We need to open those doors. We need to find somewhere to hide. Quickly go to sleep. I don't know. Find whatever opens the door and open it.
I have 2 spells that I can cast. And I'm thinking if I cast invisibility on Okarak, we can move throughout the building without looking like we're dragging a body. And if I also cast sleep on her, she has time to wild shape in the sleep world to get as fast as she can to the palace to try and open those doors.
Jander at this point goes, just a quick thing I learned about the bell, by the way.
Oh.
If you ring it in person, like actually stood in front of it, you physically get transported into the dream world, and vice versa.
Wouldn't that be dangerous?
Yes, but at the same time, it would mean that you're not leaving a sleeping body here helpless. Just an option, making you aware
you mean
of it.
Okarak wild shapes to get to the bell, rings the bell, and then
He was there, the bell, near the palace. Just an option, just making you aware of it.
How many wild shapes do you have left?
1. That's what I was just about to say.
I mean, a bird can ring a bell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could like a hummingbird and just be like, ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding.
tink.
Ding. I don't know if it would be enough.
I would suggest maybe a big enough bird to maybe carry something. If your friend's soul is trapped inside some form of object, you're going to need to pick it up. Or if you're going to need to activate some form of lever or something, you're going to want either A, enough weight to do so, or at least prehensile enough legs to do so.
Oh,
Being a-
correct.
Being a hummingbird landing on a lever is not going to do much.
No.
No, probably not. Like an eagle, maybe. How big a statue?
Well, again, I have things
Didn't
like
say.
gaseous form.
I was gonna say, if we're only round the corner, can Fever just go round, get Carter to come to the door, and Fever can just
Oh yeah,
gaseous form him
if he
back?
can see through.
No, it's touch, so I would have to be
Ah.
there. But
I mean, if you
like,
hold a stick and you
I
poke it through the doors and touch him with that one,
How many
could use
castings do you
gaseous
get?
form.
it's still
it's just a
technically
spell, so
touching.
and it's level 3, so I've got that and everything above.
So what are you thinking? Gaseous form yourself through, and then gaseous form other people back.
No, gaseous form. Fly over to the bell, ring the bell, gaseous form back, open the door. Jesus Christ, gaseous form a third time to go back to the bell, ring it again.
To wake up.
That's 4 spells just to get there and back.
God.
Didn't
Well,
remember.
gaseous
I will
form.
say
Can you not
gaseous
choose
form-
to be in and out of it for an hour? You can choose
Gaseous
to
form's
be
concentration for an hour, and
yeah.
you trans.
So you can just go between. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
while
it's
in this
as long as
form-
while in this form, you're completely incorporeal. Couldn't ring a bell like that, or
No,
open
but
the
I
door.
mean,
Hang on.
you cast gaseous form on yourself, and then for an hour you can be gaseous, then physical, then gaseous.
I
Hang
don't
on, I'm
At your
just
will, can
checking
you
the
not?
wording.
I
I'm
think
just checking the wording. Willing creature
I've had it
takes on
ruled
the
like that
revenue
before,
bearing
but
and
whether
carrying
that's
into a misty cloud for the duration. Spell ends if the creature drops to into a misty cloud for the duration.
Yeah.
okay, so no.
Yeah,
so
you are
yes,
a
4
misty
spells
cloud for
then.
the duration. It's a I think you're thinking of
I'm
cloud
thinking of the
walk.
ring of gaseous form. Although I
And
think that
you're-
just does the same thing, doesn't it?
That and cloud walk is the other one
Yeah.
you're thinking of.
Yeah, it might have been Cloudwalk I was thinking of.
We're
The
gonna
other
have to
thing
come up with a
is
plan quickly.
how can we see the bell from where we are?
From where
Or
you are
is there a window
currently,
or anything?
no. But if you find a window on the right side of the palace, you will easily be able to see Ping On Tower.
And how close would it be?
The tower itself is probably about 250 feet away from any
yeah,
side of the palace,
that's
and
no
then it's
problem.
100 feet up to the bell.
Mist Step's only 60 feet, so that doesn't work.
Well, we're gonna have to come up with a plan soon.
We're running out of time. Let's just do it. I don't know. Use the spells. Then we can hide and rest once we have some.
Carter, sat behind the screen, the scarecrow girl sits down opposite you and holds up her hands for patty cake.
Oh, she's so cute.
It's so
yeah, after
sad. These
taking a
girls just
moment
want to
to-
be loved by their mom, and their mum kidnaps
Yeah,
them.
after taking a moment to figure out what she's after, I'd probably just sit and entertain her just for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because if I can get, it's more deceptive than anything. Because if I can get her on my side, she can probably help us when time's right.
I think getting on the
Such-
daughter's side.
It's such a surreal experience for Carter, sat there playing patty cake with a scarecrow next to a soulless, comatose body.
Yeah, this is not something normal.
I'll go up to Lara and just like, you can carry me, right?
Of course. What do you mean? You want to sleep?
Sleep.
She'll like catch him and like kind of hold.
We didn't have time. Like we were all arguing.
I'm holding him over my shoulder. We should probably go.
Yeah, so I'm asleep.
Okay, George, as you fall asleep, you appear in a where would you appear? I'm going to say okay. So you actually do appear not far from the main gates into the palace. You can see the gates from here.
I'm gonna go up to the main gates, and as soon as I get to the main gates, I'm gonna then invisible.
Yep.
And try and book it as quickly as I can to that door.
Okay. Booking it through the palace, retracing your steps, you can see the layout is pretty much identical. After about 30 minutes, you reach where the door to the ritual room should be. But there's no door. but there is a lever on the wall.
Okay,
Pull the lever, Kronk.
I'm gonna pull the lever.
Okay.
Frog lever.
Outside in the waking world, Carter, you definitely hear, ching, 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 ching. And the rest of you vaguely hear from the distance, from around the corner and down your corridor, the sound of doors opening.
I'm going to peek out just to make sure it isn't crazy lady coming in.
Okay, you peek down the long corridor and you see that there is no one stood at the doors.
Okay, I'm going to pick up Jiren. I'm going to say to Scarecrow Girl, let's go. Let's get you out of here.
She looks nervously around and then sort of goes back behind the screen and sort of sits down.
It's fine. You're among friends. You want to see the world, don't you? Come on, let's go.
Make
And I offer out a hand.
check.
Yeah, I'm going to use.
George, are you holding the lever or have you just pulled it and then left it?
I'm holding the lever, but I'm also going to try and look in through the doors to see if there is an
There
identity.
are no doors on your side. There is just the lever.
I'm just holding the lever then.
Okay, you do feel something trying to lift the lever.
Okay.
It's not strong enough to bite you, but there is pressure on the lever.
Yeah.
What's my biscuit worth?
Cake.
Yeah.
It's bardic inspiration, so.
Yeah.
Should be a D6, I think.
Oh, do you have to use it without knowing what the result is?
So mine is a bit weird. What is it you're trying to do?
Just using the bardic inspiration.
Is it an ability check?
Yeah, as ability check,
persuasion.
So with mine, because it creates a motive potential, on an ability check, it will the die can be re-rolled, and you choose whichever to use.
Oh, so it doesn't give you an extra; it's just the potential that for a nat 20.
Yeah.
But if you
roll
roll like shit, you can still go with the 21.
Yeah, I use the cake, so I'm going for it anyway. So even though I rolled a 21, 25.
25.
That helps. That fucking helps. Let's go.
You watch as this scarecrow sort of taps their wooden fingers together and then slowly gets up and starts following you. They still don't look 100% convinced, and you can tell that this is from a very deep-seated need of
fear.
Not fear. It's a thing of Mother's finally taken an interest in me. Mother's finally let me in. Mother's finally paying attention to me, sort of thing. It's not really wanting to disappoint her mother. She agreed with you that Zirin shouldn't die, but at the same time, she wants to make her mother happy. So she's following you for now, but she doesn't seem fully sold on the idea.
Yeah, and it's straight out that door.
Okay. Do the rest of you go down to look towards the ritual room?
Yeah. No, we're
I'm guarding
George's
body at the moment, so
yeah. You see Carter come running out with Zirin's body.
Let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Did I wake George?
Yes, we wake him up now.
I'll slap him on the ass and put him down.
Okay. I wanted to do something else in the sleep world, but that's fine.
George, you awaken, and as you awaken, you will watch as the door closes again.
Well, that's me spent.
Yeah, Okura will kind of turn to the scarecrow, kind of following behind, going, "Who are you?"
That's our friend.
Oh,
she's only little.
Daughters.
Yeah, she's only little. She's a little bit nervous.
Yeah,
Sume
you remember
about you.
Yeah, you remember Sume told you this was Leanne.
Leanne.
Yeah. We're going to play a really, really good game of hide and seek.
Yeah,
so let's go hide.
Jander's like, okay, so tunnel?
Yes,
tunnel.
Yep.
Yep.
He quickly guides you out into the nearby gardens, and at this point you can hear what sounds like the tromping and hopping of Jiangxi as you see, just as you leave the palace, you see Xian Chang heading back into it from Ping An Tower.
We go back
And
into hiding.
Janda quickly runs over to a nearby tree, pulls out the ring, points it, and you watch as the ground parts. And after a couple of seconds, you can see the tunnel, and he quickly jumps in and goes, "Come on, come on, come on!"
We're in.
Jump in, and he starts sealing it behind you as he follows you along, sealing the tunnel, as he's jogging backwards whilst doing it. It's a good hour sort of running and crawling down this tunnel, but eventually you spill back out into the cellar of his hideout as he comes along behind you with the ring and slumps down, panting as the ring crumbles away into dust. He goes, "Ah, so that was fun."
Meanwhile, Okarak and the Scarecrow are playing patty cake.
Yep.
Have we inadvertently taken a hostage in this scenario?
I mean, the Empress might see it that way.
We also still need the statue.
Yeah, we need to find
Yes.
the Zirin statue.
But yeah, I laid the comatose Zirin on the bench.
I'll like check her over for injuries and stuff. Make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
You check her over, no injuries, no signs of damage, just non-responsive.
He's okay, but I mean the staring blank eyes are a bit creepy.
Meanwhile, Okarak
I just close up.
Just kind of like nods at you, like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Okarak's actually starting to draw a proper face on Leanne's fat face.
Janda comes over and he starts like offering suggestions. He's like, "Oh, but why green eyes? Blue would look so much nicer."
Maybe ask her what she wants.
Oh, and with that, what Okarak does is actually creates a mouth for her. She just like, this might hurt a little bit, but she just like makes a little hole for a mouth.
You watch as just some of the straw just comes leaking out.
Oh, hang on. And she kind of wedges it all back in, but just leaves a little.
Yeah, she still isn't talking, unfortunately.
Nah. She's so back up.
Yeah, construct doesn't quite work like that.
But at least she has a face now.
At least we know what we're looking for now.
That was tiring.
Yeah, I see what you did there, my friend.
Maybe
maybe
the people that haven't taken a long rest should rest.
With the thing that she's been drawing the face on, she actually gives it over to Leanne, so she can actually write. Yeah,
Leanne takes it and just starts like having a little conversation with you. Just little things like who are you? Like, what's your name? Her name? That sort of thing.
Yeah, small talk.
Yeah.
And I'll mention that I'd seen like Sune as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're looking for a statue.
Well, the way I see it, the mirror is probably our next best bet, because potentially if one of us looks into the mirror, we might see where the statue is.
But,
and also our friend here needs what his heart desires, so that will tell him how to find that.
Yeah, see, that for me could go a couple of ways, so...
So you smell of blood and ash, and you're worried about a mirror. Are you a fairy? Because she has no idea what that...
I wish I was a fairy.
I mean, I'm sure for a vampire, that's... Would I know what a vampire is, by the way?
Yeah, anyone from the Mist would know what a vampire is.
I would say that's super offensive for a vampire. I'm sorry.
Wait, he's a vampire? Should I look at him shocked?
Yeah.
I thought he was like me. He's really strong and he has sharp teeth.
I thought I'd managed to hide it well. I don't really care if people know, but most people, when you say the word vampire, go, "Ah, I get the steaks and the garlic."
We're all weird.
I mean, there was garlic in the pie you ate, so, like...
Oh, it's a well-known misconception that garlic's actually a thing.
Yeah.
I think I.
I mean, we're a party with a werewolf, a half-orc, the blue fire guy,
Who's the half-orc?
the pie maker.
Yeah, she's quite obviously a goblin.
Yeah.
Right,
I'm a
Big
goblin.
goblin.
Who is the half-orc?
that one. The pie maker.
By the way, out of
Um,
character, I am clearly a half-orc.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jander knows. He's just going along with it.
And they were travelling with a
Um,
super sweet bugbear for a while as well, like...
What?
Well,
He had a best friend called
yes, I am.
world.
I am a vampire.
wait, no.
I've been a vampire for quite some time. I'd rather not be a vampire, which is what I'm trying to find a cure for. Unfortunately,
How are you surviving? If there
How
are
do you
Big
mean?
floppy hat.
no,
how do you
like,
mean?
don't you need to drink blood?
vampires don't have to drink blood to survive. We are undead. We need it to heal. If I took damage, I'd maybe need to get some
Oh.
blood, but I've been successful in hiding so far.
And then we came along.
Yes. I'm starting to regret my decision to save you all.
Which is
Oh, really? Do you
very
think you would have made
entertaining.
it into the palace without us? And out of the palace?
Eventually, I was getting to the point where I was maybe going to have to turn into mist to get in, but I didn't want to have to do that.
You said
I
So
try
that
not
is
to
a real
rely-
thing.
Yes, but I don't like relying on those powers if I can help it.
So.
You're not bored, at least.
That's true. But now we have the problem of... Well, we have a couple of problems. One, we've stolen something Xian Chang wants. That body. Two, we've effectively kidnapped one of her daughters. Not that she'll care about that overly. Three, we need her to let us out of this city.
Yeah.
We can't leave without either her permission, knocking her out, killing her, or making her have such a headache that she lets us out. By accident. Now, I know for a fact that one of those is not going to happen anymore because we've likely just pissed her off immensely.
We need to. We could drop the bell on her head.
I really don't think that will work.
Probably not.
It's at this point the sonorous sound of a bell tolls and is heard even down here in the cellar.
No.
And with it, a voice rings into your minds. You who have stolen from me, I will be merciful. You have 2 hours to return what I want. Otherwise, my Jiangshi will do a much larger remodeling on the city than usual, and I will rip apart every hole you can hide in, and take what is mine, and kill you all.
It's mad.
Dear.
Jandy
Oh.
goes,
Um,
yep, we pissed her off.
Definitely pissed her off.
So... Now, I know this hidey hole's fairly good, but if the Jiangshi start digging, it's not going to last long.
Going to find us eventually.
Oh yeah.
So.
Is
So
there
we
any way we can
either...
make a hole under the hole?
He holds up the ring, the finger that had the ring on.
Yeah, it's
Got none left.
Oh, crap.
I have the tunnels that I've got, and then that's it.
We've got 3 hours to either knock her out,
Two.
kill her.
2 hours.
We need to find the statue for Zirian's soul.
In 2 hours.
Yeah, no pressure.
Or we just return everything back, and that gives us longer.
I don't think she.
I think that's going to fast forward the process.
I think she's going to kill us as soon as we give her what she wants.
Yeah.
I would in her position. If I...
We're also awake.
Yeah, we are rebels, like he said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So...
We could die, Carter. She'll like look at you longingly. Any moment.
That we could.
Is it still daylight?
It is still daylight. It's probably about midday by this point.
I could maybe ask Sume for help.
What, kidnap another daughter?
I mean, you know that time with the pumpkins where I asked my god and she did this really cool thing with the, and I got so big I could ask her to do something.
Ask her to ring the bell and then just
To give Zirian her soul. I could ask her to give Zirian her soul back. Then let us escape. It's worth a shot. I don't think it'll work though, because
I mean, we've done worse things and crazier stuff has come out. So
Thing is, you'll only get one chance. We can't get out. We can't escape.
What else can we do?
It's gonna either be put the soul back or wishing we can escape.
Oh yeah,
Can we do
right.
both?
I don't know whether she'll...
If we can get the soul back, we can worry about the...
That's if my god will even listen.
Well, I've already rang the bell.
She can even hear me here.
Yeah, but you need to do it in person.
That's to go... I wouldn't know about the sleep bit, would I?
No.
Because I was already in the other room. No, but didn't they say that
we could probably have told you that, I would have thought.
Hang on, there's two people speaking, one at a time.
You first.
Stop.
Well, didn't you just say that whoever rings the bell gets the wish, right?
It stopped working like that.
It's a crack.
Now
So we'll open the gate,
correct. It twists things. You might not get
No.
what you want, or if you do, it won't be how you want it.
To use the bell as a wishing vessel is something only Cien Chang can do anymore, because it is bonded to her. Anyone else who
Okay.
rings the bell will just be transported into the dream, physically.
Oh, okay.
Which, admittedly, is what you'll probably need to do to get something out of the dream. As I'm guessing she's not stupid enough to store the soul and the body on the
I'm
same
thinking the
plane.
same.
yeah,
How would we bring an object from the dream into the real?
By
world?
ringing
you
the
ringing
bell.
By ringing the bell.
So someone needs to go there physically. Get the
Yep,
statue.
and I've only got one wild shape left.
I can climb.
I need to rest as well.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
can send-
still...
I am
Yeah.
I can
rested.
put one person into magical sleep, and then I'm spent in terms of my magics.
I'm fresh. I rested. I don't feel any ill effects from resting.
Chanda raises a hand and goes, "Just so you're all aware, if we get within 30 minutes of the 2-hour deadline, I will be leaving.
That's
That's fine.
I have found what I need in the palace, and as much as I like you all, I'd really rather not deal
Where
with
do you-
Jiangxi.
Where do you
Wait,
plan
how
on
do you-
going?
You
Oh,
go.
I'm just going to turn into a bat and fly out into the bamboo forest and live out there for a while.
That's a good shout.
Yes, I can do that indefinitely, unlike your friend here. I can stay a bat as long as I want. I don't like it. Also, it kind of gets a bit annoying sleeping upside down, it takes a while to, reorient yourself when you come back. But I'll deal with it if it means living.
So, what's the plan?
Right.
I could ask
So
you, but
where exactly is this mausoleum where the mirror's kept?
I describe it, and I'll also point out that one of the freshest people of us, and the one who can turn and get through doors and stuff, is probably Fever. If it turns out the mausoleum is locked and there's no doors that you can get through, then gaseous form might be a way to get that item. So it might be
good idea.
might be worth putting Fever.
Yeah.
You
up for that, Fever?
Yeah.
Also, your voice is really deep in your magic spells. Just thought you ought to know that before we all die.
So it all depends on whether Fever wants to go there now in the real world, or whether Fever wants to go there in the sleep world.
I
Now
think the
it's
sleep
way
world might be best.
Janda
we don't have the time to wait.
Janda raises a hand again and goes, "Why are we getting a mirror?
Mirror shows where the
Thought we
dragon
were
is.
looking for a dragon statue."
Yeah, the
Yeah,
small
that
one.
can show
You
us
know
where
where one
dragon-
is?
No, but surely it's in the palace somewhere.
Yeah, but
So why would you not be searching the palace? Currently,
He's got a point. We just need the statue.
Tien Chang's awake, so there will be no one in the palace in the dream.
So you just need to go to sleep, go to the palace while she's not there, find the statue, and then get to the bell and ring it.
But you have to physically go to physically bring something back.
Can you not?
You can't. You can't just have your dreaming self grab something, run up to the bell, and ring it.
Oh,
that
so you have
You've got to meet him.
You have to go to the bell, ring the bell, go to the dream, get the thing, come back to the bell, ring it again.
Yes.
Shit. Well, if we're going to do this, we need to do it now.
I mean, that puts two of us in a position where we can help search for it quicker. If we can get to the bell, get Fever into the bell, if you put me to sleep, because I can move quite quickly, that's two of us in the dream, while the rest is on guard.
Dream? You know when George was in the dream and he got the blisters on his arm? Count your arm! We'll see it in the waking world and know to wake you.
Perfect.
Yeah. And worst case scenario, we all end up awake, or some of us end up awake at the palace. If the princess stays here with us whilst we're doing the sleepy stuff here, there might be a little bit of negotiation that we can do.
We might need someone to go with Fever to the... Will his body stay at the bell?
No.
Or will he physically go?
He will physically be there.
Okay.
The problem is, if you use the bell to go to the dream world, she's going to know that, because she's going to hear the bell.
Yeah, that's a point.
But then if there's two of us running around, there's a 50-50 chance she's going to pick one of us.
Whoever's...
Yeah.
Steph, you're muted. Your mic's not working.
Sorry. I'm having to shut the birds up. If she's awake, you've rung the bell, you're in the dream world, you're gone. You're not at
she
risk.
would know that.
Yeah.
First of all,
She'll go
the
to the bell.
Know, yeah.
What I'm suggesting is I stay here with Carter and the princess. Send Carter to sleep so he can go into the dream world. You three go to the bell with Fever. Fever goes up to the bell. You guys can defend Fever and that bell area.
Defender
Of
against
this land?
the Empress?
Worst case scenario, you ring the bell, you go into the sleep world, your bodies are no longer there.
And then she follows us and kills us in the dream.
Worst comes scenario, I try and call my god and hope that she hears and can do something.
A somewhat convoluted way of doing it. If you send someone to sleep, they could get the statue, take it to the bell, then wake
That's
up.
a good shout.
Then one of us can go to the bell, ring the bell, grab the statue, assuming it's still there,
And be
then
right next to the bell and-
immediately ring the bell again.
Okay, we can do that.
But can you do all that in an hour and a half?
Who the hell
Well,
knows?
that depends on whether we go right now or we stand here talking about it for another 10 minutes.
Are we doing this?
Let's just do it. Fuck it. Let's go.
Sleep.
Let's just
Carter.
go. Let's just fucking go. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Flicks his forehead. Carter, you're asleep.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Oh, I'm going to regret this, but you're slightly cloying. You watch as Jander goes over to a nearby trunk, throws it open, and pulls out a carpet and go, and it hovers in the air. Come on!
You have magic carpet. This is so cool. And she jumps on.
I'm going to stay here with Carter in case he needs to be pulled out.
Look after
It also
him.
gives me a chance to have a rest and potentially, if you're long enough, gain some stuff back.
Okay.
If Carter gets hurt, I'll kill you. She'll say.
No
and
one
then she
actually
sits down
planned what
cross-legged.
Okarak was doing, so she's standing there going,
Come with. Come on.
What am I doing?
I will
Yeah,
show
I'll
you
see
the
that.
We're going on a
world.
magic carpet ride. Let's go.
Well, first of all, how many can fit on the carpet?
Yeah.
The carpet can fit up to normally 5 or 6 at a push, medium creatures.
Cool. So,
4 comfortably, 6 uncomfortably.
So me, Carter's body. I've already forgotten.
Why
his
does
name.
Why does Carter's body need to go?
Because I need to know when it's safe to ring the
yeah,
bell.
because Carter needs to cut his arm so that we know as a signal.
Oh.
Maybe one cut as a signal to ring the bell, get the thing, and then we'll know.
He's
to
already
him as
asleep
well.
now.
Yeah, he knows to cut himself to do that. He just doesn't.
I guess we're all going on the carpet then.
Yeah, let's go.
Very
Yeah.
uncomfortably.
Everyone, welcome aboard Jander Sunstar Airlines. Please keep your arms and legs on the carpet at all times.
Laura's like pulled Carter's head onto her lap and is like stroking his hair.
Oh dear.
Cool. We're on a mission. We're going.
Okay, the carpet lifts up and he guides it out and up through the trapdoor and then out into the sky above Ikaf, flying towards Pingon Tower.
Aladdin playing in the background.
Meanwhile, Carter, you
Yeah.
awaken
Whole new world.
in probably,
A whole new world.
yeah, the worst place you could.
Oh,
You
great.
awaken on one of the bridges, on the bridge that you first entered the city on. Pretty much the furthest
Okay.
point from the palace.
Yeah, no, that's fine because I'm going to utilize, pretty much just book it into the thing, utilize my second story brining, locate from where I am where the palace is,
Easy enough to find.
and yeah, and then just make my way towards it.
Okay, so you start booking your way towards the palace. Are you going stealthily or just full tilt?
Pretty much at this point, utilizing sort of like knowing where the talisman dudes are or were, from what everyone else has been saying. Yeah, as quickly as I can, but while avoiding them as best I
Okay.
can.
So go ahead and roll me. I'm going to say survival. This will say how well you can judge what route you need to take.
15.
15. Dashing and dancing around, you think you've managed to avoid most of those creatures, and it doesn't take you long until you're getting about 40 minutes running until you reach the palace.
Okay. Is the palace surrounded by like a fence or a wall?
It is a wall,
A wall.
but the gates are still wide open.
Okay. From that point on, I'm assuming that the people and the guards aren't, as I've been working my way through, they've not been on high alert, have they?
They look to be on alert, but they're not actively searching for anything in the dream. They think that the threat is in the waking.
Okay. Then I'm just going to walk through.
Yeah.
I was told that
walking.
access was free, so
Yeah.
to the palace, as long as we're not causing a ruckus. So
yeah, quickly walking through, you make your way into the palace. Where are you going?
Yeah. And this is the point where I'm just going to be searching like mad.
Okay, go ahead.
Would it be perception?
Perception or investigation, your choice.
I'm going to go with perception. 23.
23. Running through the rooms, you glance into them, looking for any form of dragon statuary, and you see a lot. Gold dragons are obviously a big feature in Cien Chang's life, but you don't see any that are grabbing your attention. You see like big ones, and you're like, that's way too big. You see tiny little ones, ornamental ones, you're like, no, that doesn't feel right. Eventually you finish on the first floor and you have to run up to the next one. And running along, you eventually come to this large pair of double doors. Jade double doors that open into a room with a 4-poster bed, and you can see across the room what looks to be an opening to a balcony of some kind. And in there, on a small table, you see a small jade oriental style dragon statue wrapped around a red glowing ruby. And you feel like that maybe is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It gives off the right sort of vibe.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab it. And from this balcony, can I see where the bell is? Oh, okay.
Hang on.
Oh shit.
You're gonna grab it. That you're not necessarily gonna grab it.
This is where it goes wrong.
Check for traps.
So, the statue is on that dresser there, and you have come in from the doors over here.
Okay. On this one here, did you say?
Yes.
Okay, so I've got to make my way across.
Roll me a stealth check.
So 20 dirty.
20. Ghosting your way across the room, you avoid the central fountain, moving quickly and quietly. You make your way to the cabinet, and you can see the small statuette.
Yeah. At this point, absolutely, I'm going to check for traps.
Go ahead, roll an investigation check.
Don't forget you have a D4 for any saving throw.
Yeah.
Oh wait, shit! I think I have to.
I
had to have chosen it. I would have said Dex, probably.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Glancing at the statuette, you can see placed around it small sigils. There looks to be some form of arcane trap here.
Celebrating, but we have no idea whether he even knows how to defuse it, so...
I do.
Red wire, red wire!
You know what? I am... Hold on, let me just have a look through.
This is where he says, no, I don't have a way of diffusing it.
I mean, it's arcane and he's not a spellcaster, so...
Oh.
You're a ranger, right?
Yeah.
Ranger rogue, aren't you?
Yeah.
Good at
I
doing
suppose I'm
way
not
of
useful for
things,
this
but not-
situation.
Assume you don't have something like unseen servant that can pick it up for you.
You might have mage hand. Depends. Do you have enough rogue for a subclass?
I'm thief.
Oh, you didn't go trickster. Oh shit.
No.
Scratch that out, yeah, man.
Quickly looking through things.
The way. Did we pick up Leanne as well?
No, you
No.
left Leanne behind. There was not enough room on the carpet.
Oh,
We just
poor
left the
girl.
princess completely unattended. We just
You also
abandoned-
didn't. You also never said you took Zrin's body with you.
Yeah.
But we've left Lyrin's body there as well, so
Yeah.
while we're all doing
Together.
this, she could just...
So if we miss out the
It's
time
probably
frame,
safer. Yeah.
Mm.
It's probably safer for us that way.
Well, it depends on whether she
Right.
finds if she finds what she wants before. And I think she's getting that way, judging by the dice that our lovely DM is rolling and looking quite
I
smug.
mean, if she TNT blasts the entire ground,
That's the
then
look of a man going, "Ha ha, you are fucked."
The only thing I can think of. I'm
do an
talking about
Arcana check
my
to
war
see.
boss. He wouldn't know.
Oh.
It's yeah. Is very simple. Water flask. Switcheroo.
The minute something moves over those sigils, they light up
Run.
Okay.
and then fade, and you hear from around you. And you watch as the 4 dragon statues winding around 4 pillars in the corners of the
You're on your
room
own.
come to life.
That's fine.
Oh my god.
That's fine. So I'm
4
currently over here.
gold guard drakes
Oh, fuck.
begin
Can
to
you
move.
run?
Can you run? Running
I
would be
can
good right
run.
now.
Which
through
way's
the
balcony?
window.
This one.
The balcony is
That's
on
the
the
balcony,
southern
yeah.
end of the room.
Right.
Come on, Carl, you
Okay.
got this.
But it's
You
at
got
this
this.
point-
Get out of there.
It's at this point we're going to roll initiative.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
1v4, come on.
I mean, the thing is, as soon as he takes any damage, then we're waking him up, aren't we?
Yeah.
But the
Pretty
dragon
much.
is still there.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Oh, shit.
That's not a good initiative. Was
No, we're
expecting it to explode.
We're not
come to
waking him up
life.
on damage, we're waking him up on scratching into his arm.
If it's a scratch, so it depends on if he gets a scratch on his arm from like
Right.
a claw mark, then Lara might
Yeah.
see that as a sign. I don't know.
Goodness sake, I've got to.
Oh, this is so nerve-wracking.
The music is very Metal Gear Solid.
There we go.
It seemed appropriate.
Yeah, it's good.
They
I'm just
didn't roll
expecting
much
the
better,
alert to go off.
but they rolled
Oh,
better.
I don't have that sound effect. I can have it.
So, the top of the round is the drakes.
Oh shit. No shit.
So,
Oh shit.
this one would have actually been up here in the corner, just to make it fair. So, 5, 10,
And this is
15,
where
20, 25, 30
Wait,
to get to
okay.
there. This one's going to make its movement of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That gets it to there. It's then going to use a dash. 5, 10, 30 to get to there. This one down here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 to get to your other side.
Blanked. Oh.
And this one.
Oh my god. Laura's expression, she just watches his head just somehow be detached from his body, and I'm just like, no!
15, 20, 25, 30, and then dash 5.
Oh boy.
15, 20, 25, 30 gets it to there. So, the 2 on you. One is going to make a bite attack and a tail attack against you.
Okay.
That is a 21 to hit on the bite.
That's it.
So you're going to take 8 piercing damage. And then the tail
Okay.
attack, that is another 18 to hit.
That's also a hit.
And you take 8 bludgeoning damage. Oh, they
Okay.
would have had advantage on those because they're flanking you. This one will take its advantage for the bite. Nat 20.
I'm going to use my uncanny dodge for that one.
Okay, so that one would be 7 piercing damage, so halve that to 3.
Yeah.
And then for the tail attack, that's a natural 19, so a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
So you take 7 bludgeoning damage from that one.
Okay.
And that's the end of their turn. So in the real world, as you guys are flying through the air, you just see on Carter as bite marks and bruises begin forming.
Can I cast Cure Wounds on one of them and see whether that heals him in the dream?
Can I try that?
Just on the logic that I'm thinking.
Well, hang
if
on.
he could be hurt there and then it show here, surely it works the other way around.
He gets his round first. We'll
I'm
do
just
that
picturing-
at the round.
Okay.
I'm just picturing like.
Let's engage.
Oh, I'll let you
Yep.
go.
Yeah. Hold on. 30.
Yep.
And then dash through there.
Good thing
Yeah.
you're a rogue. Good thing you're a rogue.
Yeah,
throw-
I've also got second story climbing, so I'm going to start climbing the walls
Okay.
towards where the
Start.
bell is.
You start climbing. Okay, the bell's in a separate tower that's 250 feet away from the walls.
Okay.
You're gonna have to get
yeah,
down and run across.
right, and I'm going to start trying to climb down then.
Okay, so you start
using
climbing
second
down.
story.
Yep. I would say with your dash, you should be able to just about get to the ground with a drop, which would not hurt you. So you've landed on the
I'll do
ground.
that then.
Okay. Top of the round, initiative count 20. You guys all get an action.
Okay, I'm gonna cast where is it? Healing Word at level 3 on Carter and hope
Yep.
that it does something for him. 11 points of healing damage?
Carter, you feel
healing
some of your wounds nick closed. Although you do not see a source of the healing.
He just hears this in the background.
Absolute legend.
Just hears a howl in the background. Lara's got your back.
Okay. Anyone else doing any actions?
I was looking to see if we've got anything to kind of help.
Wondering if
Here
I
we
was
go.
to talk telepathically to Carter, would we be able to communicate?
You're not sure. Do you want to try?
I mean, we're not doing anything else at the moment. It's a cantrip,
Yeah.
right? Go for it.
Well, telepathy's
Oh,
just
right.
a thing.
I'll leave a worker at home.
Okay. So you attempt to telepathically connect with Carter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say make me a wisdom check because you're trying to reach into his sleeping conscious to talk to him. So it's a little more difficult than usual.
What's that one? 20?
20. You managed to form the link. So yeah, you can speak freely with Carter through telepathy.
Nice. I'll say, how's it going?
I've got it. Lots of dragons. Well, 4 dragons. But I've got it. Give me a moment. I'll go work my way to the tower.
Right, let me just check today. 20 feet, then 10 feet. Then I'll leap off. No, they've got climbing speed, so... Yeah, they would... So, chasing after you, these 4 drakes, we haven't got a map for the outside, so...
No.
All 4 drakes would be able to catch up with you, because they all have a climbing speed.
Yeah.
As they come barreling out, smashing the glass as they come crawling down the balcony pillars towards you. Only one manages to reach you and is going to make its bite and tail attack.
Would
That
it
is
have to dash to get to there? Then? Or are they taking falling damage to get down? Because I disengaged and dashed.
Yes, no, they would all have to dash. So yeah, they've all caught up to you, but
Yeah.
they can't do anything else.
Yeah.
But that's the end of their
Okay.
turn.
We'll
So
turn to Fever
turn.
and just say, ask him if he's struggling to move. I don't know if I can help, but
I don't know whether he got healed. We never said that. Oh, we've healed. He did that
you,
work.
well,
so...
you did see some of the wounds heal closed on him.
Oh, right. So yeah. So yeah. Okay. We'll have assumed then.
Okarak's going to cast Freedom of Movement on him.
Okay.
Do you have Long Strider?
Me?
That's a ranger ability, potentially.
Druids can get it as well, I think.
I don't have no Strider.
As you cast the Freedom of Movement, you watch a glow envelop his body. Carter, you feel nothing.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so healing works. That doesn't.
Everything else doesn't. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe it has to be a physical change.
Yeah, I was thinking, what would happen if I cast invisibility? Would he still be visible in the dream?
Then I wouldn't be able to
There's
see the
only
wounds to
one
heal him.
On me, right?
If he was invisible, I wouldn't be able to heal him because I wouldn't know.
Hang on,
There's
guys.
only one on me at the moment. Yeah?
All four are like near you. Only one is close enough to attack.
Right. Stop the disengage. I know I'm faster than these now. I'm just gonna book it.
Okay, one gets an opportunity attack.
He
Yeah.
disengaged.
No, he said
No.
sod
No.
the disengage.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, that is a 20 not natural to hit with a bite.
Yeah.
So you take 8 piercing damage. As it just
fine.
like snaps down on your ankle as you flee.
I didn't feel it anyway. Oh no, wait, that's my toe, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I forgot. No, you didn't lose feeling in your toe, did you? No, wait, yes you did. It was
Yeah.
it was the finger thing that you managed to get the guy
Yeah.
to take instead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna double dash, make my way towards this tower.
Yep, 90 feet towards the tower. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's top of the round. Anyone doing anything?
don't
Assess
think
him
there's
for
anything we
wounds.
can.
Does he still look hurt?
He's taken another bite. You can see some blood leaking from underneath his trousers, like his ankle.
I'm just gonna whisper to him and just be like, "You can do this. Just believe in yourself. The spoon is a lie." And then just like,
I won't do anything.
Okay.
I would ask if he needs to be woken up. He's taking a lot of damage.
Oh, ask him if he needs more healing. If he thinks he needs more healing, because I'm just kind of guessing by the wounds. I don't know how badly hurt he is, so ask him. Does he want another heal?
Oh well.
I think I've got speed on these things. Give me a moment. I will shout if I need help.
Okay.
Cool.
It's at this point Janda calls out to the rest of you on the carpet. We may have our own problems.
We'll look.
As you look towards Pingon Tower and see shooting out of the top of it hordes of ghostly figures heading
running out of
towards your
time.
carpet.
Oh no.
The Drake's turn. Yeah, the Drakes with movement and dash. Yeah, they're still 30 feet behind you, but they are still pursuing.
Yeah.
But you are still 30 feet ahead. It's your turn again.
Essentially, this is going to be just dash, dash, dash.
Yep. So you get another 30 feet on them.
It's like
So
I'm carrying George all over again.
Yeah. But in the real world, these spectres start flying towards you all. And they start surrounding the carpet, swirling in this furious vortex of howls and screams. I need each of you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
My wisdom's not terrible. Does that really mean anything though? Oh, okay, 25.
Okay.
She protect. She protect.
11.
Okay, the only one who... So, everyone but George is going to take half damage. George, you're going to take full.
Yep.
That's 5 psychic damage. So 5 to George, and then 2 to everyone else.
Can I have said, whilst I was waiting for, or on this journey, could I have taken the legs off my table and attach them to my pizza stone to create my great club.
Yes, you can have done that.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Janda just sort of flies you all in and around these spectres, and you're getting close to the top of the tower now. You think maybe one more round and you'll be there. Okay. The Drakes, yep, take their 60 feet of movement. They're still 60 feet behind Carter. Carter's turn.
That's what I'm doing.
By this point, you have reached the bottom of the tower. You fling the door open and start running up the stairs.
Yeah.
So you are probably about halfway up the tower. One more round and you'll be at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point, I'm pretty much shouting to Fever, get ready to ring that bell.
Janda, at Fever's urging, takes the carpet into a dive towards the top of the tower. As the spectres flow around you even more wildly. Again, wisdom saving throws, please.
You're good. 16.
Pass. Fever fail. Or correct pass.
Oh, sorry. What am I running?
Yep, wisdom
That's
save, please.
Wisdom. So I was reading something.
Yep.
Nope.
No. Okay. So that is to Fever and George, that's 10 psychic damage each. To Lara and Okarak, that's 5 psychic damage.
Okay.
Are these things within range of us so that we can try and hit them yet?
Yeah, but there's hundreds of them. When I say
Really?
like they're swirling around you, there are like
Okay.
hundreds of these spirits like swirling in a vortex around you. This isn't so much enemies, it's an environmental problem.
Right, but if I was to do rage, I could easily hit one of them every single round if they're all swirling around me?
Easily, but
Okay.
you don't even need to roll to attack, you're just swinging and hitting things.
Just to
Yeah.
keep up rage, not to do
I just mean to keep up range.
Well,
Range.
yeah.
but-
Yeah, I got you.
You keep up rage from taking damage, don't you? So
Yeah,
Yeah, can I rage then,
Yeah.
please?
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this is less them attacking you, it's more their shrieks and shouts of fury that is causing psychic damage.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So, Drakes, yep. You don't see them come in the door, Carter, but you can hear them climbing the walls outside.
Okay.
Okay. Your turn, Carter. I'm assuming run to
I'm
the
going
top.
to make it run to the top, and I'm going to call for Fever to hit the bell before I wake up, so that I can keep the dragon away from what's coming after it. Because he's
Okay.
going to need to come in, grab the dragon, and get out.
Yep. So at this point, Janda flings the carpet down, landing just in front of the bell on top of Ping-On Tower, and goes, "Please be quick! There's more of those things coming!"
Laura's
as
Laura's
soon
like,
as we're,
I'll stand it ready to wake Carter as soon as.
well, in fact,
you
as
get
soon
the
as
signal.
we're close enough, I will fast step to get to the bell before
Yep.
the carpet
It's just
does.
beating the shit out of Ghost with a
As
frying
you
pan.
hit the bell, Fever, you watch as from the crack, mist leaks out and wraps around your form, and you will watch as Fever's body is sucked into the bell.
Bye!
We have
Inside
no
the dream,
conversation with Carter now,
Carter.
so.
You see Fever
Yeah.
appear from the crack in the bell and stand there looking around. So that was your action, Fever. You've still...
Oh, well, that's action and bonus action. Fast
Yep.
step's the bonus action.
Yep. So
Yeah.
you're now stood there with Carter having just put the dragon statue down pretty much at your feet.
I'm wondering what would happen if I grab hold of. Oh well, if he's put the statue down, but grab hold of both of them, ring the bell. Would that wake him up, or would that bring a second Carter into the world?
Okay, the drakes keep climbing the tower. You can see their claws just reaching the lip. They haven't quite got enough movement to come up onto the top just yet. So Carter,
Right.
your turn.
Go.
Did you cut yourself?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
I'll wake him up.
I've got down on
Okay.
his nuts.
Okay, you wake him up. Easy enough to do. Carter, you come
Wake up
awake.
in my arms.
You come awake in Lara's arms with this
Your face
horde
between
of
my
ghosts.
boobs.
ghosts.
She's like holding you
spirit
against
howling
her
above
breast,
you.
and she's like got her axe out, like ready to defend you from the ghosts.
Okay.
Hi.
Fever.
Yep. Grab the statue and kick the bell.
Yep. You feel the mist wrap around you again, and then Fever reappears on the top of the tower with the dragon statuette in his hands.
Let's get out of
And
here.
just hop onto the carpet.
We're stood on top of the tower. I know obviously
think
we've got
we're-
swirling chaos above us. What's going
Yeah.
on the floor?
Do you want to have a quick look down?
I'm gonna have a look down.
Looking down, you can see a woman in stately robes running from the palace towards the tower, pointing up at you all. And you see from every corner of the city, Jiangxi beginning to move.
We need to get out of here.
Scarpa. Shit down there.
Okay. I need everyone to make wisdom saving throws again as Janda brings the carpet up and away from the tower, back into the swirling vortex of spirits.
Nat 1!
Ouch.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
Fever rolled a nat 20, but I rolled a nat 1.
Okay, so Fever pass. Okay, only 2 of you fail that time.
This is the first one I've done since raging, so I just feel like I'm in the moment, just
Yeah.
like smashing people down.
I'm too distracted by the car
So,
between Carter
11
and my
psychic damage to Lara and Carter. That's 5 psychic damage to everyone else.
Okay.
And Janda starts flying the carpet away from the tower and he shouts back, "Where am I going?"
We need to take this back.
We need to get this
them.
to Ziren's body.
Back to where we were.
Question: how are we
Okay.
getting Ziren's soul back into her body?
I don't know.
That is future me problem. This is present me problem.
Agreed!
We need to grab the scarecrow and the.
Oh,
I
okay.
think
As
first
he
we need to
suddenly-
shake whatever the hell is going on out
As
here.
he suddenly swerves the carpet to one side, just as about 5 feet to your left, a fireball explodes in the air. You hear screaming and angry shouts from the ground. Janda quickly begins flying. Yep, manages to
How
evade
far
another
away from the
fireball.
ground? How far away from the ground are we?
You're only about 100 feet up. He's trying to climb more.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Okay. Janda, eventually you get out of the range of Xian Chang, and he flies quickly back to his hidey hole, but he doesn't enter with the carpet. He lands nearby and goes, "Go, go, go, bring them here quickly, please."
Yep. Grab. Run.
Run, grab, yep. I'll fling Z-Ring over my shoulder and
Yep.
bring her
Is
back.
there anything weird about his demeanor right now?
He looks panicked.
Okay.
And rightly so! I think.
Rightly so. You've just pissed off the whole city.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
You watch as he goes, "Right, well, good luck. Carpet's Alona, I'd like it back at some point." And you watch as he just jumps, turns into a bat,
And he's all,
flies
Fair
up
enough, we're
towards
on
the
our
bamboo
own.
forest.
How do we drive this thing?
I don't know, but we're about to find out. Let's jump on.
Yep.
And we'll try and
He's
guide
done
it.
his part. He's helped you as much as he thinks he can. He's now gone into
Right,
self-preservation.
what do we do? Like, someone check the statue. How do we get Ziren's soul back? And even if we do, how the fuck do we get out of here?
I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that in the hands of the magic two at the back.
Fair.
And I'm going to try and guide us as far away from the city walls as possible.
It's at this point,
pretty much.
as you start flying up, you look behind you, and you see Xian Chang flying along behind you, her robes acting as wings.
You're really cool! I'll like yell back to her.
What did you yell?
You're really cool.
That won't save you! As she flings out another fireball. Who is piloting the carpet?
I thought it was one of the
I
daughters. I
think
didn't
I'm-
realise
I think
it was
I'm just
fucking evil
uncounted LGP.
Empress. I just called the
Yeah.
Empress cool. I thought it was someone else.
Who's piloting the carpet?
Carter's piloting it, I think.
Yeah,
You
I
said?
give me a
Yeah.
I was giving
dexterity
directions,
saving
yeah.
throw.
I'm
Let's
defending.
say.
I'm just counterspelling.
If it's a saving
Oh, you're
Oh.
counterspelling the fireball.
Yeah, like I
Yep.
said, I think I'm just on counterspell duty every time she casts anything.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
fair
the
enough.
plot.
As you're flying towards the bamboo forest, following the faint shape of a bat that is now looks back and goes,
Not this way!
starts flying faster.
Oh, Jesus.
Can I cast Vicious Mockery just backwards? Yeah.
Yeah. Wisdom save,
A
right?
compliment didn't work, so now we're gonna just call
Yeah.
her a bitch.
You're like,
Yeah, but if we piss
Billowing
her off
robes that
enough-
last a
Yeah.
century.
What do you say?
your perfect world was boring as shit. It had no pies. How could I create no pies when I just willed it? Why do you not like pies? You have a shit idea of a perfect world.
You watch as she winces and takes the damage. So go ahead and roll the damage.
So I was gonna say, if we piss her off enough, that might lose
Yeah,
her
maybe.
concentration, so we can get the fuck out.
6.
6, okay. You watch as she winces but keeps coming at you. She flings another fireball. I'm assuming you counterspell. Yep.
Can I cast Dissonant Whispers?
Yeah. That's another wisdom save.
It
I
is.
suppose, yeah, as long as we get these
But
stats
I'm
yet,
going
then-
to. Literally, all she hears is, "Mother, why would you do this? They're trying to save us. Please don't hurt them. Mother, mother, mother."
Nice.
Make a
She failed.
performance check as well. She failed, so she's going to take the damage.
29.
Nice. And go ahead and roll the damage.
Yeah. For 6 psychic damage. And
You
she
watch
has
as she-
to bugger off the other way.
Yeah, she starts fleeing and she's like screaming and yelling. And that's when you feel a wooden hand touch your shoulder, Carter. You look up into a beautifully drawn scarecrow face that nods and then jumps off the back of the carpet. And you watch as Cien Leanne collides with her mother in midair, and they both begin falling to the ground.
Okay.
And as that happens, ahead of you in the bamboo forest, a beautiful wooden gate carved with 4 beautiful symbols appears and slowly opens, and through it you can see mist. And Carter, you feel all your mist tokens come back to life, leading straight to that gate. You have maybe 1 round to get there and to decide which mist token you're grabbing.
Oh, I know which mist token I'm grabbing. It's going to go back to the carnival.
Yep.
I know we've not got the mirror, but we didn't actually have her open the gate. So
Yeah, we don't owe her anything.
yeah,
Right.
we can just apologise and be like, yeah, we fucked up.
All right.
You know where the mirror
Too
is.
much for us.
As this happens,
Well, we didn't make a deal, so she can't punish us for it.
as this happens, Okarak, a bat flops onto your head and clings on.
I guess he's coming with. I guess we've made a friend. Let's go.
He's seen the gate open. He's not
He's not
staying
fucking
here if
around.
he can
Yeah,
help
yeah.
He grabs him
That's
and
fair,
like
that's fair, he's helped
holds
us
him.
out.
Well, we also need to give him his carpet back. We can't just nick it.
And as you fly into the gate, you hear the scream of outrage behind you as the gate slams shut behind you and you fly into the mist. And that is where we will end that one
Oh,
shot.
We're good at making enemies, aren't we?
That was so good. That was on the edge of my
That
seat.
was not the way that was meant to go.
That was
Totally want
amazing.
to know.
That
was
is
a lot
that
of
is
improv.
us. That is us in a nutshell. Oh man.
Blooming
Well,
hell.
there's a legitimate way this is meant to be played. Oh, you've got some D&D players.
No, I've got some chaos
Fuck it up.
gremlins. I've got chaos gremlins. I don't
That's
have
what he said.
D&D
D&D
players.
players.
It's the best kind. You need-
Oh,
Oh man. Holy shit.
blooming heck. Wow, okay.
We get to the
Well-
other side and Okarak's like, my plushie.
I hope you all enjoyed that second installment of a slice of chaos from these guys. They certainly subverted my expectations. Yeah,
Like, come and bite us in the arse later.
Oh,
it's
it will.
Beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. Like, we've made an enemy in every place
Yeah.
we've been.
But hope you all enjoyed, guys. We will be back with another pre-recorded game soon. We've got one in the works that's going to be another heist gang. So
new
keep
crew.
your eyes. Yep.
We didn't record the last one, so this will be the first
Okay.
time for heist
Yeah.
crew.
Yep, we've done one heist game with these guys that we didn't record. This will be a recorded one. It's also one that I have planned myself. Hopefully it doesn't run over 2 sessions like this one did, but considering this one was only 4 pages of planning and this one's 13, we'll wait and see. It depends.
New campaign. New campaign.
It depends on
Evil
how
campaign.
far these guys take it. We'll see. Dear God. Until then, though, enjoy your own games, stay safe in your own lives, and we will see you as soon as we can.
And I find
Bye
this
for now.
sweet.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.